enjoy sundown.
I'm glad that chore's over.
No, there's worse things than a 15-day cattle drive.
What?
16-day cattle drive.
You gotta admit, you do get to thinking and feeling sort of like a steer, don't you?
Yeah, I'm glad you finally admitted it.
Well, here's where I'll leave you fellas.
What? Oh, now, tell me you're gonna go over and see that Bessie Sue before you even get home.
I promised Mr. Hightower I was going to come by there and take a look at that new bull of his.
I just hope you don't get the two of them mixed up.
No, he couldn't do that. Bessie Sue's the one with the blue eyes.
Just because the gal's a nice arm load.
Nice armful. There aren't 6 men in the territory with that long a reach.
Well, you tell Paul I'll be home later anyhow, you hear?
Right. Good luck. Oh, you know, it's gonna be good to get home and get some rest.
Yeah, I almost forgot what soft bed and good food are like. Let's go.
Maybe he ain't home, Teague.
He's home. I spotted some smoke coming out of the chimney when we first got here.
And where there's smoke, there's an old man and his gold, huh? Huh, Teague? Except maybe all them stories about the gold ain't true.
Macy says it's there, all right.
Then what are we waiting for? Let's take him.
Macy's not sure he's alone.
Macy's too bossy. Besides, we ain't gonna find out sitting up here.
And I ain't gonna find out by letting him shoot at me. Go ahead if you want to.
Macy wants to talk to somebody.
Go ahead.
Why me?
Because you got feet like a mountain goat. Go on.
I ain't going unless you do.
All right, you knucklehead. Come on.
What's up, Macy?
Look down yonder.
Oh, where have you been, Billy boy, Billy boy? Oh, where have you been, charming Billy?
You reckon he's coming here?
The trail goes right by the cabin.
Where have you been, charming Billy?
We better decide what to do real quick. No sense in asking for trouble. We'll just keep out of sight.
But what if he's come to see the old man?
We're the only company we intend for that old man to have. Maybe he'll go on by.
But what if he don't?
I'm against taking chances. We'll kill him. Take.
Well, chin by chin, Billy boy, Billy boy. Thanks a lot, mister. I'm much obliged.
What for?
Now, wait a minute. You don't think I'm one of them?
Ain't got no reason yet to think otherwise.
Dad burn it, they tried to kill me, too.
Could have been a trick to get you in here.
Now, wait a minute. I ain't got nothing to do with them fellers. I don't know who they are even. I'm from the Ponderosa. My name's Hoss Cartwright.
Walter. Fella here says he's a Mr. Cartwright. Well, did you see that?
See what?
The way Walter took to you.
He did?
Yes, sir. I never seen anything like the way he took to you. You'll have to excuse Walter for not getting up. He's had a hard day.
Yeah, that's all right.
Make your step to home. I bet you could use a drink.
Yeah, I could, but what are we gonna do about them fellas out there?
Oh, Walter will warn us if we try to start anything. Nothing to worry about, not a thing.
You had a clear shot at him and you missed.
I didn't see neither one of you hitting him when you had the chance.
Wasn't much chance, the way that old man had us pinned down.
I thought you said he was a prospector.
He is.
Sure knows how to handle a gun.
Well, ain't gonna do no good to sit here and fret about it.
This way so we know what we're up against now.
Yeah, 2 of them.
And there's supposed to be 3 of us.
You making me out a coward? Yeah!
Get up! What are you two trying to do?
He's saying I'm yellow, Macy.
And I'm saying you're both loony.
This ain't no concern of yours, Macy.
Now, you listen to me. You two want to kill each other, I ain't about to stop it. All I'm asking is you wait till we lift that gold from the old man. Or maybe you 2 knuckleheads don't want that gold.
I can wait.
How'd I know he'll keep his word?
Because he's just as greedy as you are.
Not often I get to share my whiskey. Walter don't drink.
You don't like the taste of whiskey, huh?
Oh, he don't mind the taste. It just seems it don't do much for him. It makes him sleepy.
Yeah. Look, Mr.
Obie's the name.
Obie, who are them fellers?
All got no earthly notion.
Well, what are they after? What do they want?
Well, I ain't sure. But my guess is they figure on robbing me.
Well, if they're gonna do that, how come they ain't moved in? There's 3 of them, there ain't but 1 of you.
Well, that's what they don't know. The way Walter figured it...
Walter?
Oh, no getting around it. That Walter is clever. They'd no sooner showed up than Walter figured out he's up to no good, so we'd best lay low.
That's pretty good figuring.
Walter figured he wouldn't jump us before dark. Now they know there's only 2 of us. My guess is they ain't gonna wait.
Dad, burn it. Bessie Sue ain't gonna never believe this.
Glad to have you fellas back.
Not half as glad as we are to be back.
How'd things go? Any sign of herd cutters?
Yeah, we had one gang follow us for a little while. We discouraged them.
Oh, good. Well, what about the buy from St. Louis?
He was there, ready to pay the price.
Well.
Things couldn't have gone better.
Good. Where's Hoss?
He won't be along for a little time yet. He decided to stop over at the Hightower place.
Oh, good. I'm glad he did. I've been meaning to drop over myself and see that new bull. If he's anything half as valuable as Jim Hightower says he is, he ought to be something to see.
Yeah, well, I don't think the bull was the reason. I think Hoss is just trying to get a little better look at that Bessie Sue.
Huh? What about it?
He's sweet on her.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah.
Turns red every time we mention her.
Of course, that doesn't mean much with Hoss. He turns red every time we mention any girl.
Well, that's his problem. All I want is some food and a nice soft bed.
Yeah, Wait a minute. Look, we got a lot of things to do, and that's why I'm very glad to see you back. There's that fence to be fixed in the north pasture. Still a lot of hay to be hauled, and I want to get started on that new well right away.
What was it you said about getting back for a rest?
Wishful thinking.
Oh, not at all. Why? Supper will be ready in a couple of minutes. Then you won't have a thing to do till sunup.
Oh.
Now, that was a bonehead move.
Obie, we gotta do something.
Walter used to make the same mistake.
Walter play checkers?
Well, not very good. I could beat him a lot more than I do, but I don't want to hurt his feelings.
Look, Obie, we can't just sit here.
Go ahead, it's your move. You're sure not much of a player, boy.
Well, Dad Bernard, what do you expect with them Jaspers up there in the hills just waiting to pounce down here on us?
I might as well be here playing checkers, stewing over it. Besides, I told you Walter had warned us.
I just don't seem to have as much confidence in Walter as you do.
Oh, why on the earth not?
Well, he don't seem very alert to me.
Well, that's because Walter's deep. Real deep.
Hey, maybe it'd be all right if just one of us stood there at the window, huh?
Well, and hurt Walter's feelings?
How do you know he'd mind?
Well, you got to understand Walter to appreciate how sensitive he is.
I hope he appreciates how sensitive I am to bullets. Your move.
You ready?
Yeah. Let's go get him.
Fellers act mighty bound and determined.
Yeah, well, they ain't no more bound and determined than I am, I'll guarantee you.
And they're mighty sly, too. Staying behind them rocks. Can't get a good shot at them.
Sure wish I could figure out what they're after. It ain't ammunition, they got plenty of that. Couldn't be grub, them hills is full of game. Obie, you ain't feuding with nobody, are you?
Me and Walter ain't well enough acquainted with nobody to feud.
How about horses? You got any horses?
Nope.
You run any cattle?
Nope.
Dadgummit, it beats all.
Yeah, it must be about supper time. I'm getting hungry.
I've been trying not to think about it.
There's one thing I'm against, it's being hungry. Me and Walter feel mighty strong on that.
You and Walter and me. But what about them?
Let them get their own grub. Carrying on, shooting.
What are you figuring on doing, holding out a white flag while we eat supper?
It's time to use my surprise.
What do you plan?
I'm gonna make sure I don't go to glory on an empty stomach. You stay here and shoot steady for a minute.
Tarnation was that?
Dynamite. Lucky I cooked this morning. Sure am hungry. Dig in, boy.
Boy, oh boy. They sure do look good.
What's the matter, boy? Might too much spice in the beans? Here. Take some bread. Had me worried there for a minute. You all right now? That choking made me think maybe I put a speck too much seasoning in the beans. Just like we always fix them. Sure good, ain't it? Men, Walter likes them flavorsome. Be careful that coffee, it may be hot. You had a hard day, boy. Don't you worry, you'll get your appetite back. You got to eat, boy. You need your strength. Every bite to get better, don't it?
I went through the whole Mexican War, and I never got hurt like this. When I get through with them two fellas, they're gonna wish they'd killed me outright.
My head feels like one of them rocks with a bad crack in it.
Hurry up with the grub.
Well, you'll wait or you'll eat it raw.
Don't you two ever stop jawing at each other?
Well, what does he expect me to do? Magic?
It don't take magic to rustle up little grub.
How'd you like a little poison in yours?
Believe me, in your cooking it wouldn't taste no different. Oh, quit low-rating him. Oh, let him... I said shut up!
I reckon it's done.
I think that we might as well forget this job.
We could have robbed the biggest bank in the West with a whole lot less trouble.
Yeah. But I don't like quitting on it. I don't need them. I sure ain't eager for any more surprises like that rock shower we had.
Hey, you don't suppose he's got any more of that dynamite buried around here, do you?
I don't know. And right now, I don't feel too anxious to find out.
Ain't that the truth? Old Coot, that loony ain't likely to have much gold anyways.
We're not only gonna get that gold, we're gonna pay him back for these bruises they gave us. I'll take the first watch. See if they don't slip out in the dark.
What'd you do that for?
Cover up them windows so we can have some light. Play a little checkers.
Obie, we can't play checkers. We gotta keep guard every minute.
You're forgetting water.
Let me ask you something. A lot of people use this trail by here?
Oh, it's pretty well traveled.
Yeah? When was the last time somebody came by?
Well, it's real recent, not more than 2 or 3 months ago. You want the red or the black?
I gotta figure out some way to get out of here alive.
Shh.
What's the matter?
You'll upset Walter.
How am I gonna upset Walter?
Talking about getting killed.
We talked about it all afternoon.
I know, but Walter figured you're joking. You keep on talking about it and he'll think you're serious.
I am serious. What's all the big secret? What does Walter think all that shooting was about, anyhow?
Well, he figures we're about to get robbed.
They gotta kill us to rob us, ain't they? Shh. What's the matter now?
I told you talking about killing upsets Walter.
Well, he can't hear me.
I know, but he reads lips.
I'll take the black.
I don't see no sense in waiting around here till morning.
You heard what Macy said.
It ought to be a lot easier to sneak up in that cabin at night.
What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna go down there and take a little closer look.
I don't trust you. I'll go with you.
You got the makings of a real player, boy. Just got to pay closer attention.
How am I supposed to pay attention when I'm worried sick?
I never saw a young boy fret so. You stay around Walter more and you'll have faith. Walter's got a little plan.
See anything? See anything? What do I look like, an owl? Shut up and follow me.
Hey, what was that?
Wild animal trap. Thought Walter's clear out of his head when he wanted to build that.
Now, why didn't you watch where you were going?
You pushed me.
I never did. I didn't touch you. What was that for?
That was for that gal in Wichita. When I bought all the drinks and you danced with her.
That was 5 years ago.
I don't care. I still don't like it.
She was no good anyway.
I still don't like it.
5 years. 5 years. 5 years.
How many times I gotta tell you lunkheads this robbery is serious business?
Yeah.
Dad, Barnett. Wonder what they're so all-fired anxious to get.
Gold.
Gold?
Me and Walter's prospectors.
You ain't never struck no pay dirt, have you?
We struck a nice little vein a while back.
You keep it in this cabin?
Well, that's a fool question. Now, where else would I keep it?
Where's it at?
Well, right here's a little poke here. It's steadying the table leg. Walter likes to rest his head on some. Some up there on his shelf, a few more there in the wood box.
Obie, how much of the stuff you got?
Well, now, me and Walter ain't reckoned it up lately, but I'd say offhand about 25 or 30,000.
Oh, no.
Whatever's the matter.
Obie, don't you understand? Them fellers are going to stay out there till they get their hands on this gold, no matter what.
Well, maybe they will. But sometimes plans don't always work out.
Well, that's fine, but what are we going to do?
I'll tell you. You take the red for a while, and I'll take the black.
Wake up. Wake up. No. Obie, what's the matter?
Walter woke me. There's somebody right outside. I got him.
What got him?
Bear trap. Had some old bear traps I was going to throw away, and Walter wouldn't let me. So planted about 5 of them under the cabin, just in case some smarty bitches got the idea to burn us out.
Walter thought of that?
Yeah. Ain't he a caution?
Wake up! Mason's gone. What do you mean, gone?
He ain't here, stupid. Bet he figured out how to get that gold himself.
His horse and things are still here.
Of course. Macy's smart. He thinks that's gonna stop us from following him.
Oh, he does he? Well, he ain't gonna get away with it. Let's go.
Go ahead, you first.
No. You first.
No, I ain't gonna argue with you.
And I ain't gonna have you following me in the dark with a rifle pointing at my back.
Well, you... What's the matter with you, two knuckle? Cut it out! Can I leave you two bird brains alone for a minute? Get this bear trap off of me! Mason, we thought you were off on us.
Yeah, we figured you were taking the old man's gold for yourself.
So you gotta get sore at me and decide to fight yourself. No, it's just that Willard here didn't have the brains enough to understand something.
I ain't got no brains. It's you that couldn't outsmart a
cut
chicken.
it out, will ya? Jeez, Mason, how'd you get tangled up in this thing? Figured I'd start a fire and smoke him out.
With a bear trap?
Oh! Jeez. You help me with that, Willard. I tell you, one of them fellas down there, either that big one or the old man, got an evil mind. I swear, I don't care about that gold anymore. I'm gonna kill him. So help me, I'm gonna kill him. A mind like that shouldn't be allowed to live. Easy, easy, easy. Yeah, your horse didn't come home last night?
Yeah, I looked in his room.
Well, Pa's gonna have his high when he finds out he didn't spend the night in the house.
Well, maybe if we don't tell him, he won't find out.
Yeah, we better get over to Hightower's place and get him back here quick. Must be some bull, huh?
I think we better take a closer look at Bessie Sue.
You take a closer look. I can tell she's a girl from way over here just by the way she wears her clothes.
Oh, very good.
Well, good morning, gentlemen. How's everybody this morning?
Fine, Pa.
Good. Say, do you know Hoss didn't sleep here last night?
Well, how do you know that?
Well, I walked into his room, and the bed hadn't been slept in.
Well, that must be it, then.
Yeah, we were thinking about riding over to the Hightowers and check on him.
Good. Now, I know he has a good reason for not coming in last night, but still, mightn't do any harm to check. I'm riding into town. Why don't you meet me there after you do? Oh, and give Give my very best regards to Jim and to Bessie Sue.
You know, he wasn't even mad at us.
I think he has more faith in him than we do.
Man, what do you mean?
Well, how would you like to have Bessie Sue as a sister-in-law?
Come on, will you? Us wouldn't do that to us. Would he?
He would.
What do you think you're doing?
I was just gonna shoot him in the eye.
Yeah? Which one?
The left one.
I don't know which is more dangerous. You or them fellas in the
Why
cabin.
don't you shut up? Let's see what these fellas are gonna do.
Must have dropped off.
He's sleeping real sound.
How long's it been daylight?
Quite a spell.
Obie, you should have woke me up.
Well, you plumb tuckered out.
Yeah, but it ain't fair for you to have to do all the watching.
Me and Walter's proud to do it. In fact, Walter's got a high opinion of the way you've been handling this ruckus. And I got to say that I agree with you.
Anything new?
Well, Walter woke up with a little headache.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Walter woke up with a headache?
Well, he feels fine now. Walter's got a wonderful constitution. Of course, he's always taking real good care of himself.
Yeah, well, that always helps. Hey, Obie. Obie. You reckon them polecats are still out there?
Well, more than likely.
Dad, Burnett, I wish I could figure out some way to get us out of here without going right by them. Hey, Obie, what happened if we busted out some of these boards and went out the back way?
Wouldn't do any good right up against a mountain. That's why me and Walter built it like that, so nobody could sneak up behind us.
Hey, what about a tunnel? What if we dug a tunnel?
Ground's like rock. Come to think of it, it's pretty near all rock.
Dad, Burnett, Obie, we gotta do something.
Well, I don't know what it might be. But there's no use to worry now. You can see Walter ain't worrying. He's playing.
He's playing? What's he playing? Dead?
No, he hardly ever plays dead unless he's real tired. He's playing he's paralyzed.
Oh.
How about some breakfast?
Yeah, I'm starving to death.
I think you would be after that little dab of supper last night. Sit down.
Beans?
Yeah, and plenty of them. I generally cook up a batch to last a week. If there's just us, by golly, we can have some good eating 3 or 4 days.
Obie, is beans all you ever eat?
Well, we have a little fish and game now and then. But me and Walter figure as long as we don't have to answer to nobody for what we eat, we might as well have what we like.
Yeah, I can't argue that.
I'll declare, boy. As finicky as you are about eating, I don't see how you ever got to be your size.
Now, what'd you do that for?
We don't need a fire.
Well, you know some other way to get hot coffee?
We ain't gonna have no hot coffee, so forget it for a while. I got an idea.
I'm listening.
All right. We ain't had any luck getting anyways near close to that cabin, have we?
Not so far.
Well, we ain't likely to as long as we keep putting up an open fight. Somebody down there seems to know where we are before we get there.
Ain't that the truth?
We're gonna try a new tack. We're gonna give up.
Give up?
Give up?
Well, leastwise, that's what we're gonna make them think. I don't know, Macy. Why don't we just rush them and get it over with? Depends on what you want to get over, Tig. I don't know anybody yet that's had any luck rushing a bullet.
Maybe Tig here figures he's the one to do it.
You'd like that, wouldn't you? Half share instead of a third.
There wouldn't be nobody would have to force it on me.
What's your plan?
Well, I figure we don't do nothing. We stay right here, as long as we don't light any fires or make any noise.
Then what?
Well, sooner or later, they're bound to step out of that cabin, and when they do...
Yeah. It'll be as easy as picking off buffalo. Huh?
Okay, Macy. On one condition.
What?
You and me do the shooting.
All right.
Boy, you're getting better every time.
God burn it.
See anything?
Not a thing. I can't figure it, Obie. I never figured them to give up, and I ain't seen a fire or nothing out there all morning.
Well, they ain't giving up.
Well, how come they ain't shot at us?
Well, like I said, Walter figured.
Ain't you ever known Walter to be wrong?
Well, not that I recollect offhand.
If he's so dang good at figuring, how come he ain't figured out some way to get us out of here?
Well, Walter don't claim to know everything.
Wouldn't be in this jam in the first place if you and Walter if you'd put that money in the bank where it belongs.
Well, you could be right about that. It's your move.
Obie, how can you just sit there doing nothing?
Doing nothing. I'm doing two things. I'm keeping my mind on this game and keeping it off of everything else.
The least we can do is get ready for the attack when it does come. Let's get the rest of the ammunition out.
What ammunition?
The rest of the ammunition. Let's get it all out.
It is all out.
All out? You mean there ain't no more?
Well, we didn't figure we needed any more. Me and Walter don't hold to violence. No, sir. There's a lot to be said against it. It's your move, son.
Bessie Soup.
Oh, howdy, boys. It's good to see you.
Howdy, Bessie. Boy, that looks like a pretty heavy timber.
On this little bitty thing, you toss them around all day long.
They told us up at the house we'd find you here. Do you know where Hoss is?
That's what I'd like to know.
Wasn't it your place last night?
Well, I ain't seen hide nor hair of him, and we were supposed to make plans for the dance Saturday night. I've got a good mind to go with somebody else. Serve him right.
I'm taking Jenny.
Mary Ann.
I understand, boys. That's the trouble with being so popular. The timid ones never speak up for fear you're already spoke for.
Yes, that's true.
Did you say Hoss was coming to see me last night?
Well, we don't know. Was it either you or the bull?
The what?
What he means to say is that Hoss is the shy one.
You don't suppose that big moose could be double-dealing me with that little old Cindy Larson in town?
No. Oh, not that little old thing.
Oh, of course not. But we got to keep looking for him, so we'll see you later.
You tell Hoss when you see him that I'm expecting him to take me to the dance. And if he don't show up on time, I'm gonna skin him with a dull knife.
Yes, ma'am. We'll tell him.
Well, see you at the dance.
Suppose she's right about Cindy Larson.
Cindy ain't half the girl Bessie Sue is.
Now, what girl is? Listen, we got to stop in town to see Pa anyway. Why don't we check by Cindy and ask if she's seen him?
If she has, and Bessie Sue finds out about it, Hoss ain't gonna be in shape to dance for a month.
How about a drink?
No, thanks.
Might pass the time a little.
Don't think it'd help much.
Can't hurt. Opposed to whiskey of a morning?
No, it ain't that.
Does your wife object to drinking?
I ain't got a wife.
You ain't feeling up to snuff, are you?
I feel fine. You go ahead and have one if you want it.
Oh, I don't take any pleasure drinking alone.
All right, I'll have one with you then.
Of course, there's ways to fool a wife. I knew a fellow once. He's a regular devil. Drank hard liquor every day. He's always careful to chew on a clove. His wife thought he just had a fondness for cloves.
Well, here's luck.
Me and Walter will go along with that.
It's your move.
Surprised a nice boy like you ain't got a wife.
You ain't got a wife.
I know. Don't need one. I got Walter.
Yeah, he's a real lively companion, he is.
Ain't he, though?
Dadgummit, Obie, I can't stand another minute of this.
Why, whatever's the matter, boy?
I can't just sit here and wait for them fellas to come down here and pounce on us whenever they get ready. I gotta do something.
Well, you think of something, we'll both do it.
I'll tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna bust out of this back wall. That's what we're gonna do.
Well, I told you can't go anywhere, smack up against a mountain like that.
Yeah, but if we can make them think there's a place to go and they think we've gone, then they gotta come in here to find out which way we went, ain't they?
Well, it sounds likely.
Only we're gonna be waiting right here for them. Get over behind that door. Come on. What are you doing?
Them fellas been so anxious to get close to this goal, I mean to oblige them. All right, we're pulling out. You're welcome to the place.
What do you reckon that meant?
You reckon it'll work?
Already did.
How can you tell? I don't hear nothing.
Look at Walter. He ain't been this excited since he was a puppy.
Well, I'll be dead bird. He's opened his eyes.
Ain't that something?
Yeah.
The door's wide open.
They're gone.
Gone? Where could they go?
This is mining country. That shack could have been built over an old tunnel.
Yeah, it could also be some kind of a trap again. Don't you forget, one of them fellows in there's got a real evil mind.
What if he has? I'm getting tired of sitting around here. What are we gonna do? Yeah. What are we gonna do?
All right. It's against my better judgment, but let's go take a chance.
Ginger, ain't had so much fun in 30 years. Looks like Walter enjoyed it, too.
Yeah? Look at him. Nerves of steel, ain't he? press charges against these fellas, Sheriff.
What kind of charges?
Robbery.
Robbery? What'd they steal?
They stole Obie's gold, that's what.
What gold?
Yeah. What gold?
Hoss, they don't seem to have any gold.
Yeah, well, maybe they didn't steal it, but they jumped us and tried to kill us.
They did?
They sure did. They gave old Obie and Walter and me a real bad time.
They did?
Oh, Sheriff, you got eyes. Now, I ask you, who do you figure tried to kill who?
Ah, Sheriff. Sheriff, you got the makings of a good player, boy. You just gotta pay closer attention, that's all.
Boss?
Oh, hi, Paul.
Well, Sheriff told us to find you in here. He says he's holding you and some strangers till he gets to the bottom of this. Son, the bottom of what?
Now, it's a long story, Paul. Ain't nothing to worry about, though.
Now, well, you better start worrying. You're gonna be a lot of trouble if you're not out in time to take Bessie Sue to that dance Saturday night.
She said something about skinning you with a dull knife.
Ain't nothing to fret about, Hoss.
Oh, it ain't?
That's right. Obie's right. Old Walter will think of something.
Walter?
Something's at the horses. You best stay inside. Might be a cougar.
What's the matter, Ma? Pa's hurt. He's bad hurt. You'd best hitch up the wagon. We'll take him over to the Cartwrights.
Now, this man, Mrs. Breckenridge, were you able to see what he looked like? Was he a big man or a small man?
I couldn't tell. It was awful dark. All I seen was him stealing a horse out of the corral.
Jenny.
Hoss will be here with the doctor right away.
Who'd want to shoot Pa? Just for a horse.
Who knows what makes people do what they do, Toby?
That ain't right.
Of course it isn't, Toby. As soon as it's daylight, we'll track him down.
Howdy, Judd.
Howdy.
Judd.
Howdy, Mr. Cartwright. I seen a bunch of you from up at the line camp. It looked like you was hunting something.
Some horse thief broke into the Breckenridge place last night, Judd. Shot Saul Breckenridge. He died a little while ago.
Yeah, his trail was pretty clear right up to Owl Creek. That's where we lost him.
Judd, you get a pretty good view of the canyon from up in the line shack. Guess you didn't see anybody riding through, did you?
Just a bunch of you.
You know what I think? I think this horse thief's going to be running scared. He ain't going to be hanging around for nobody to catch up with him. I figure he'll keep moving.
Maybe you're right. Adam should have got word to the sheriff by now. We better be heading back. When are you due in from riding the line?
Tomorrow night? Tell Amelia I'll be home in time for supper, unless I get way off someplace chasing strays.
Yeah, all right. Keep your eye peeled for any sign of a trail or sign of a camp. And if you come across a stranger who can't account for himself, you bring him in.
Sure thing, Mr. Cartwright.
That horse that was stolen was a big black Breckenridge brand, Bar B.
Hold your hands. Get off your horse.
Homer! How are you, Pa?
I never thought we'd find you, son. We sure been looking for you. Good to see you, son.
Good to see you, too, Pa.
Oh, Rube will be glad to see you, too. We were camped off a ways. Come on.
Rube! Look who's here! Well, if it ain't my ever-loving brother.
I told you we'd find him, Rube. I kept telling you.
Where'd you get that horse?
Now, Homer, Rube had to have a horse. His own plum found it out.
He killed a man to get it.
What did you do? Now, didn't I tell you and tell you not to stir up that kind of trouble?
Now, don't you hit me, Pa. I'm warning you, Pa. We need that horsepower. Now you know that.
He'll get us hanged. I'm turning him loose.
No, wait up, Pa. Somebody finds her, he's liable to backtrack straight to this camp.
What are we gonna do, Homer?
Don't ask me, Pa.
You always could figure ways, Homer. We waited and waited for you, son. When you was due to get out of prison, you never showed up.
You run out on us.
We needed your help, son. Trailed you all the way to Kansas. Heard you'd married up with some gal. After that, we lost you.
Heard you change your name, too. Now, what'd you go and do a thing like that for, Homer? Ain't being at Barnes good enough for you? Do you think my wife would have married me if she knew who I was? You hear that, Pa? His wife doesn't even know who he is. Well, when you gonna tell her, Homer?
Here now. Hold on there. That's all the food we got in the world.
What did you go and do that for?
There's a posse out looking for Rube. All they need to do is to see the smoke.
What are we going to do, Homer?
Stay put, right where you are. Don't move around, and don't light any fires. I'll be back as soon as I figure something.
Thanks, Homer.
Don't get no ideas about turning me in. They catch me, I'll claim you steered me to that horse, and they'll string you up, too.
John, I didn't expect you so soon.
I had to get some supplies. I've got to go right out again after supper.
Oh, Judd, why? You've been out on the line 2 days.
Mr. Cartwright wants me to keep an eye out for the man who killed Saul Breckenridge.
Judd, that man's a murderer. Suppose you do find him. I don't like the idea of you being out there alone.
I can take care of myself.
Of course you can. It's just that... Well, if anything happened, I don't know what I'd do.
Don't you worry, Amelia. I'm going to be all right.
Hey, what do you think you're doing?
Don't think I'm going to sit here freezing to death with an empty belly. Least we can do is get warm.
Somebody's coming. Maybe it's Homer.
What if it ain't? Hey, you sure come back quick, son. I brought you some grub, Pa. All I can spare.
Thanks, son. We're sure hungry.
And after we eat it, what are we going to do then? Well, about all I can do is take the horse and turn it loose near the Breckenridge place. Oh, well, that's real brotherly of you.
We don't know this country. Where'll we go, son?
Head up into the high country around Mono. You'll come to a place called, Dead Lake. Nobody ever goes there. You can hold up there for a while. And go on living like this? With dirt in our grub and sleeping on rocks? With you bedded down with a wife in a feather bed? We don't want any more of your lousy grub, and we don't want any more of you.
And after we hole up there for a while, what do we do then?
I don't know, Pa.
We need you, Homer. Look at me. I'm getting old, son. Rube here, he don't listen to me no more. He just bats his head against everything I say. Goes off on his own, not paying me no mind.
I've got to go my own way, Pa. Now, you best break camp and clear out of here as soon as you can.
All right.
So long, Pa. Rube, stay out of this, Pa. Don't you see what he's doing? He's saving his own neck. Sending us up in the hills with nothing but a pinch of grub. How long do you think we're gonna last with no money and a couple of broken-down horses?
That's the truth. Well, we don't want to be no burden, Homer. We're stone broke.
Sending us a lousy sack of grub. Amelia and me got a little money saved up toward buying a place of our own. How much? Oh, I don't know. She keeps it in a bowl. Maybe $150? That'd get us a far piece away from you, Homer. You think it's worth it? I'll get the money and be back in a couple of hours.
Oh, we'll pay you back, Homer. Just as soon as we're able.
Hold on. How do we know for sure you'll come back? You'll have to take my word for it.
You got something figured, Rube?
Sure. The only difference between Homer and me is he's clean and his belly's full. Well, I'm dirty and my belly's empty. Say we'll fix one. And the other don't show. You couldn't get away with it. You don't think so?
When you stand up like Homer, I bet even his wife couldn't tell you apart.
Sure, Pa. We're twins, ain't we? Me and Homer's gonna change places, Pa. He's gonna tell me where the money is, and I'm gonna go and get it. Don't listen to him, Pa.
By gum, I think you could do it, Rube.
Sure.
You get rid of that horse while you're at it.
He's a good horse, Pa. We need it.
You can get us hung. Well, you do like I tell you.
All right, Pa. He can't get away with it, Pa.
Well, he's got to try, Homer. Turning against us the way you have, he don't trust you. Ain't nothing else he can do. You get out of them clothes, son.
You do like your Pa says, Homer.
Howdy, Judd. What are you doing out here wandering around in the middle of the night?
Just bringing in a horse.
It's Breckenridge's horse. Where'd you find it?
Found him stray up in the hills.
A man killed Saul Breckenridge stealing that horse.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I heard about that.
You find any trace the man stole it?
No, just the horse wandering around.
Well, there ought to be some tracks up there we can follow. Mind taking us back up?
Sheriff, it's been a long, hard day. I'm tired, I'm hungry. I'd like to go home.
Judd, a man's been murdered. Now we gotta do whatever we can to find out who killed him.
Well, it seems to me that that's your problem, Deputy.
Are you refusing to take me back up where you found that horse?
Deputy, I'm plumb tuckered out. I'd like to go home.
I'm asking you one more time. Are you refusing?
Yes.
Then you better come on back into town with us.
Now, wait a minute, Deputy. You got no right to...
This gives me the right. Stop your arguing and come along.
I guess I got no choice.
You made your choice.
Homer? Where was you going, Homer?
I'm going home, Pa. Rope should have been back hours ago. If he's harmed Amelia...
Oh, stop fretting, Homer. You know your brother Rube would give your wife the same regard he'd give his sister. Likely he got her to fix him some hot food. He was mighty hungry, poor boy. Now, son. Now, you know I can't let you go, son. You just go to that Mr. Cartwright you work for and start shooting off your mouth, and then where'd we be? We'd all be in trouble. You just settle down, boy. We'll be back in good time. I'm sorry, son. I always seem to be caught between the two of you.
Mr. Cartwright, Mr. Cartwright.
What is it, Toby? What are you so excited about?
They caught the man who killed my pa.
Hold on.
The sheriff's got him locked up in
Toby,
jail.
whoa, now wait a minute. Take a deep breath and start all over again.
They got the man who killed my pa.
They caught him?
Yeah, Mr. Cartwright. They found him with pa's horse.
Good.
It's Judd Lawley.
Judd? It can't be. He just got in from riding line last night.
They said it was him, all right.
We better get in town and see the sheriff right away.
Yeah, we better do that.
Listen, I want to stop off at Amelia's place on the way, see if she knows anything.
All right, I'll meet you there. Toby, you better get along home now. Your mom must be needing you.
What about Judd Lawley, Mr. Cartwright? What will happen to him?
He'll be all right. Now, there must be some mistake. Now, get along home. Come on. Hey.
Morning, little Joe.
Morning, Amelia.
Would you like a cup of coffee?
Huh? No, thanks. I haven't got the time. Hey, look at this place. You fix it up so nice, I don't even recognize it.
Thanks. Judd and I have worked real hard.
You're pretty fond of that guy, aren't you?
Yes. He's mighty handy, too. Bought me the material for these drapes.
Listen, where is Judd? I thought he came in last night.
He did, but he went out again right after supper. Said something about your pa, asking him to look for that man who killed Saul Breckenridge. What is it, little Joe? Is something wrong?
No, there's nothing wrong. I just want to talk to Judd, that's all.
Joseph!
I better be on my way.
I'll tell Judd when he comes in that you were looking for him.
Okay, you do that. Bye-bye.
Bye.
She hasn't heard anything about it.
Clem, this is what you hold from Judd.
I was just about to send you a message, Ben. We found him with the Breckenridge horse last night.
Well, what's wrong with that? I told him to keep an eye out for that horse.
The boy acted sort of peculiar.
Oh, what's peculiar? What do you mean peculiar?
I wanted him to take me back up there where he found the horse, and he refused.
Why did he refuse?
Well, he said he was tired, wanted to go home.
Doesn't sound like Judd.
Another thing, he won't answer one question. Just sits there.
Mind if we talk to him?
Oh, go ahead. You're his boss. Maybe you can get something out of him. I sure can't.
Judd? Now, look. You work with the Cartwright Rancher, don't you? Why did you send for us if you needed help?
Well, the deputy was giving me a hard time.
Why did you take him to where you found the horse?
It was late. I was tired.
Come on, Judd. You should have done what he asked anyway. That's not like you.
Well, what do you think I should have done? Stayed up in them hills all night?
Now, wait a minute. There's no need for anybody to get huffy. Clem, what would it take to get this young fella out of here?
Just some civil answers to some questions, that's all. Like where he came from before he went to work for you.
Well, there's no harm in that, is there?
Well, I've been around.
You know, what's gotten into you, Judd? You know you were working in Larkspur, Kansas when you married Amelia. Now answer his questions.
Sure. I've been a lot of places.
Larkspur's fine with me. You mind if I wire him for some information?
Well, what's the point in that?
A man's dead. I plan to do everything I can to find out who killed him.
Judd's one of my top hands, and I've known his wife since she was a little girl. They're planning to buy a ranch of their own. Now, why would he spoil everything by stealing a horse or killing a man?
I'm not accusing him, Ben. I just don't like it when a man refuses to answer questions. Makes me think that maybe he's got something to hide.
Clem, Judd's tired. He's worn out. He's been riding live for 2 days and 2 nights. Why don't you let him go home and get cleaned up and get a little rest?
All right, Ben, take him with you, but I want him where I can put my hands on him when I hear from Larkspur. You understand?
I understand. He'll be where you can put your hands on him, all right? Come on, Judd, let's go.
Jails make me nervous. I sure could use a drink.
Yeah. Now, we'll get you one.
Thanks, Barney.
Judd, don't you think you should be getting home? Amelia will be worried.
And just because I didn't tell her about your being in jail doesn't mean somebody else might not.
Well, maybe she ought to get used to a little trouble.
Judd, did I hear you right?
You heard me right.
Well, what do you mean by that?
Joseph, what kind of trouble you talking about?
Well, wait till the sheriff gets that word back from Larkspur.
You worried about that, Judd?
Ever hear of the Barnes family? Luke Barnes and his 4 sons?
Everybody's heard of them.
I'm one of them. Two of my brothers, Cy and Ed, they were hanged. Me, I spent 4 years in jail for hitting a drunk. When I got out, I changed my name from Homer Barnes to Judd Lolly.
I take it Amelia doesn't know anything about this. What, you spent 4 years in jail for something like that? You paid your debt?
When you're a Barnes, you're always in debt.
Oh, I don't go along with that, Judd. I don't think Amelia would either.
I know she wouldn't. She loves you, Judd. She'd understand just the way we understand.
Judd, no matter what answer the sheriff gets, don't you think that Amelia should know who you really are?
Ben. I'm glad to see you. Saves me a trip out to the Ponderosa.
Ralph?
I just got word your stallions arrived at the Carson City railhead.
Oh, well, that's good news. I'll have him picked up.
The sooner the better, Ben. A $5,000 animal is too valuable to be cared for by corral hands.
Well, I go along with you there. I'll have him picked up right away. Oh, Ralph, thank you very much for your help.
All right.
$5,000. Well, that's a lot of money for just a horse.
Just a horse? You know about the Arabian stallion we've been talking about?
Yeah. I just didn't know it was worth all that much.
That stallion really should be picked up right away. Now, Joe, why don't you ride over to Carson City? And Judd, why don't you go along with him? Give me a little time to think about what I said.
Mr. Cartwright, you've got a deal. I'd like to see a horse worth that kind of money.
Let's get started.
Judd, tell Amelia not to worry about food. Just pack a bedroll. I'll have Hop Sink prepare enough food for both of you.
Yeah, and don't take too long saying goodbye to Amelia. I'd like to try to make Carson City by tonight.
Judd! Oh. What's wrong?
Well, nothing. I'm in a hurry. Little Joe's outside waiting for me. We're gonna pick up a horse in Carson City.
Pick up a horse in Carson City? Judd, you've been gone for days, riding line. Can't they find anybody else? I don't want you to go.
Well, I can't help it. Mr. Cartwright asked me to do it. Now, go and get me a shirt and my bedroll. Thanks. I'll be back as soon as I can.
Judd! You were going to go without even kissing me.
sun's about ready to go down, Pa. I've waited long enough. Something's happened to Rube.
You think so, son?
Well, he's been gone almost 24 hours. They've either caught him or he's hiding somewhere. I'm going in. Pull the trigger if you want to, Pa. I've got to find out if Amelia's all right.
Hold up, son. I'm coming with you.
All right, Pa. Maybe it's time I faced up to who I really am.
Who is it?
It's me, Amelia.
Judd? Judd, you scared me. I didn't know who it was. What are you doing back so soon?
So soon?
Who's that man?
Amelia? There's something I should have told you about a long time ago. This is my pa.
Your pa?
Howdy, daughter.
Hello.
Well, that's a mighty pretty little woman you got there, Homer.
Homer? Judd, what's he saying?
Homer here is ashamed of his paw. So he went and changed his name.
Amelia. That's my real name. Homer. Homer Barnes.
Barnes?
Barnes.
But they're...
Yeah. Horse thieves, ex-convicts, murderers.
No. Daughter, Homer here just makes things sound a whole lot worse than they are. Us Barneses ain't as bad as all that.
You killed Saul Breckenridge.
No, that was Rube. He's my other boy. He always was one to act before he thinks. Ain't that right, Homer?
Amelia. I'm sorry. I should have told you who I was. I figured when I got out of prison, maybe I could start fresh. Should have known I could never get rid of the stink of being a Barnes. Well, now you know, you could go back to Kansas. Maybe back there they won't know you married one of us.
No, Judd, no. I love you. I don't care what you were. You're my husband now.
I swear, I never can figure how you and Rube, twins, can be so unlike.
Twins?
Yes, me and Rube. He took my clothes. He was coming down here last night to get that money we've been saving up.
Your twin brother. Then it was him who went to Carson City with little Joe to pick up that horse.
You mean that Arabian stallion? That horse is worth a lot of money. Rube's liable to kill little Joe for it.
Judd!
Homer? Where do you think you're going, Homer?
I'm going to tell Mr. Cartwright. We have to catch him before something happens.
Now, why do you think that, Homer?
You know Rube. You know how he is.
That Rube. He always was a fool about horses. Now, Homer! I can't let you go, Homer. I don't want to shoot, but I will if I have to. Don't make me shoot, son.
Judd, don't do it, please. I don't want anything to happen to you. Little Joe can take care of himself.
That's better. I was afraid there for a minute I was going to have to hurt you, son. We'll just sit down here and wait for Rube to get back. And while we're waiting, maybe you could fix me something to eat, daughter. I'm awful hungry. I've been mighty hungry for a long time now.
All right, go ahead, Amelia.
You sure got it lucky, son. Pretty little wife, cozy little house, plenty of eats. Yeah. I sure hope nothing spoils it for you.
Twins?
The whole family's bad. The two older brothers were hanged, Ben.
Oh, Clem, you're not going to condemn a man just because he comes from a bad family.
Ben, Breckenridge is dead. Now, I caught this Judd, Homer Barnes, with his horse. After that telegraph, I'm not satisfied he found the horse astray. I want to question him.
All right, when he gets back from Carson City with little Joe, you can question him all you want to.
Well, I wish I was as sure as you are that he's all right.
Oh, you know his wife? Wouldn't be the first time a good woman has changed a man.
Does she know who he is?
No.
We're sure going to find out. The whole town knows about this telegraph.
I better get over there before somebody else does.
Amelia?
Answer it, daughter.
Amelia?
Hello, Amelia. Amelia, I've come here to say something to you. Guess somebody's already been here. What's the matter?
Nothing's the matter, Mr. Cartwright. Homer here's just entertaining his paw. Now, you'd oblige me. You'd put that gun on a table.
I'm awfully sorry, Mr. Cartwright.
It's all right, Judd.
I keep telling you, his name's Homer.
I know. Twin to your other son. The one who's with little Joe. He killed Saul Breckenridge, too, didn't he?
That's right.
Oh, now, don't you worry none about your boy. Drew ain't gonna hurt him none. That is, if he does like he's told. How many sons you got, Mr. Cartwright?
3.
I got 4. One up on you.
You're forgetting 2 of them were hanged, aren't you?
Yeah. Ed and Si. Poor souls.
And Rube killed Breckenridge.
He might hang for that someday. Poor boy. And then if something was to happen to Homer here... I ain't saying it will, daughter. I was just supposing. Then I'd have no sons at all. I'd be all alone. Wouldn't that be a sad thing? I'm awful glad you wasn't hit. I wouldn't want to grieve your sons, but you should be more careful, Mr. Cartwright. I sure hope your boy don't try nothing like that with Rube. He ain't as kindly as me.
Well, I don't know why I go along with you on this steady riding. Sure all fired anxious to get home in a hurry.
I sure am. So let's hurry and get this food down, huh?
Yeah. Sure doesn't taste like Amelia's cooking, does it? You're a pretty lucky fella. You got some gal there. The way she fixed up that cabin with curtains and everything.
Yeah, women. They're always fussing over silly things.
What do you mean silly things? You picked the material for the curtains, didn't you?
You funning me?
Oh, I'm not funning you. There's nothing to be embarrassed about, picking curtain material.
I'm a man. I don't bother with women's things. That horse sure can run. I wish it was mine. I'd race him. I'd sure earn me a heap of money.
You're a fast horse, all right. Your father doesn't want to race him, though. He's going to use him to breed better line of stock.
Yeah. Well, come on. I told you I want to get back.
It's a mighty fine stew, daughter. So you reckon you could spare me a little dab more? Well, our sons ought to be showing up soon. Wouldn't you say, Mr. Cartwright?
They ride steady all day, they will.
Rube ain't one to tarry when he thinks Posse might be chasing him. No. Don't you worry none, daughter. Homer ain't gonna get hurt now.
Judd, please be careful.
His name's Homer. I want you to forget you ever knew that Judd Lolly.
Who is this Judd Lolly?
He's an old friend.
Well, he's an all right fellow, I guess. But he's dead. Killed one of the Indian wars.
There's a young man walking the face of this earth who bears his name. I'd say Judd Lolly was more alive than you'll ever be.
I'm saying he's my son. And a Barnes. And Judd Lolly is best forgotten.
Forgotten? The only worthwhile thing a man leaves when he dies are his children. What he was lives on in them. When people look at my sons, I want them to remember me well. How are they going to remember you?
Man's got a hungry belly. He don't care if he's remembered.
That's good. Because when you die, nobody's going to remember you.
Homer? He's trying to rile me.
The only son you might have been proud of is ashamed to use your name.
Now, don't you rile me. Now, I'm telling you to stop riling me.
Whose horse is that?
What's the matter with you, Judd? You've been taking care of that horse for 6 months. That's my father's horse.
Looks like the sheriff got his telegraph back from Larkspur. Now throw down your gun. I said throw your gun down.
Boy, have I been stupid. There were just too many things you couldn't remember. You're not Judd Lolly, are you?
Now get off the horse.
right, get up. All right, into the house.
Drop that gun, boy. Oh, your pa's dead.
Do as he says, little Joe. He means it.
I should have known, Pa. Should have known he wasn't Judd.
You couldn't know. They're identical twins. Even Amelia didn't know.
Come along, Homer. We're getting out of here.
Did you get the money, Pa? That's what I come back for, to get the money. We need it.
You heard him, Homer. Now you tell the woman to fetch it.
Go and get the money, Amelia.
Judd.
Go and get the money. Stay in the house, Amelia, and don't come out no matter what.
What do you mean by that?
I ain't going with you, Pa.
You ain't coming with me.
He's either with us or he's against us. He can't have it both ways.
No. Rube's wrong, Luke. It's you who can't have it both ways. Now, it's one son or the other. You have to choose.
He either comes with us or I kill him.
I don't want you blood in your hands again, Rube. I'll take care of Homer. Homer, you come along.
I'm staying, Pa.
Homer, I don't want you catching me between you and Rube again. Why don't you do it, Homer?
But I have to, Pa. I made my choice when I got out of prison. So you just might as well use that gun, Rube. I'm warning you.
Judd.
It's strange. I'd shoot Rube instead of Homer. Strange. Why would I go and do a fool thing like that?
Maybe it's because you wanted to be remembered well.
Went through that ravine.
Let's call it off.
What do you mean, call it off? Now we got a chance to get him?
He's in the next county by now. Let's get on home.
Come on, how many more cabs you want to lose to that wolf?
You sure don't give up easy, do you?
Come on, let's go. Thanks.
If we rest here for a while, we'll head back. Whether you like it or not, we're not going to get home till tomorrow morning as it is.
I sure wish I could have got him in my sights just once. You know, he doesn't sound too far off.
Well, where are you going?
Just gonna have a look-see. You take it easy.
see you.
You got him, Adam.
Yeah, I got him.
All right, Adam.
Sure you are. Well, we got enemy yesterday. Saw that wolf and just let go. Never stopped to think if you were around anywhere. Now we're gonna get you to Doc Hickman. Virginia City Road, Joe. And there's a rig coming.
Whoa, boy. Whoa. Take a look over there. Have you ever seen anything so beautiful?
Yes, the mountains of Wicklow on a morning in May.
Oh, you and your Ireland. Don't you ever think about anything else? Look. He looks like he's carrying someone.
Must be hurt.
Come on, boy.
Good afternoon.
I need help. My brother's been hurt.
Certainly, certainly.
Help me with it.
Give him down here to me.
Watch that left shoulder.
Easy now. Easy. That's it.
Tie my horse in the back, will you? Leave him in the back. I wonder if you could get us to the Ponderosa.
By all means.
What happened?
I had an accident.
What kind of an accident?
Got a bullet in him.
He looks like he's been in a terrible fight.
Yeah, wolf.
A wolf?
We're strangers here. This is Ponderosa. Could you tell me how to
Just
get
start driving, will you? I'll give you directions as we go.
Quiet.
Please.
Hey, where you been? What happened to him?
He's hurt.
What happened?
Well, I shot him. I'll explain it to you later. Mr. Reardon and his daughter helped us along the road. Let's get him in the house.
Shot him? Oh, my.
Where's Pa?
Don't be there. He's in Placerville. He left this morning.
Should we help them, Daddy?
We can ask.
Trying to get that bullet out, but it's lodged under the bone.
When this happened, madam?
Late yesterday afternoon at Montpelier Gorge.
You brought him all the way in from Montpelier like this?
Yeah.
Mr. Cartwright, we were wondering if we could be of any help.
Yes, perhaps you can. We've got to get this bullet out, so Miss Reardon, you might boil some water, please. Let's go into town and get Doc Hickman. Tell him that apart from being clawed by that wolf, that bullet's in deep. Way down deep. Get him here fast.
I sure will, Adam.
I'm gonna have to get that bullet out with something. So watch him, will you?
Certainly.
I put the water on to boil. I collected these. I don't know which one would be best for you.
Put him down.
Go ahead. Taste it. It might be too weak.
It's very good. Hop Sing couldn't have done better.
Who's Hop Sing?
He's our cook. He's been out on the range with the hands for the last 3 days.
Now go ahead and drink it. It'll make you feel a lot better. And I made some sandwiches. I'll go get them.
Where's Hoss with that doctor?
They'll get here.
I hope so. Why didn't I stop Joe? I should have laid down the law.
Sometimes that's pretty hard to do.
The truth is, I wanted that wolf killed just as much as he did, and I used just about as much common sense as he did. I should have known he'd have been around somewhere.
A man can only do what he thinks is right at the time.
Yeah. Sure. Excuse me.
Aren't you going to have one of these sandwiches?
Well, no, thanks. I better go up and stay with Joe. I'm sorry I haven't even thanked you for what you did for us today.
Oh, we didn't go out of our way at all, Mr. Cartwright. Sheila and I are out here on a holiday. We rented that rig. We were on our way to Virginia City when we met you.
And we'd better get going. It's late.
Oh, yes, my dear, you're right.
Well, no, please stay here. It's dark. It's a very long ride. We have plenty of room. Please stay.
You'd better eat something. I'll fix you some coffee.
Thank you, ma'am. Let me go up and see about little Joe first.
I wish I could do something to bring you comfort. All that keeps coming to my mind is that phrase by Thoreau. The mass of men lead lives of quiet desperation. Think about that, Adam. You'll find you're not alone.
Adam?
Who's with Joe?
Young lady. Thought you told me you were going to try to get some sleep after I relieved you.
Well, I tried, but I couldn't. I was just reading something by Mr. Thoreau. The mass of men lead lives of quiet desperation. What one trusts to be truths turn into compromises. And what is called resignation is confirmed desperation.
Yeah. Pretty sour pill to have to take, ain't it? But I guess it's the truth. Reckon that's why me and books just always were in a different world.
Yeah, books are another world to me now, too.
I know they are, Adam. And I can appreciate what they mean to you. But this out here has always been my world. Smell of fresh pine, silver trout jumping in a mountain stream, old mama bear and her cubs out hunting in the woods, bacon sizzling in a frying pan. Adam, little Joe's gonna be all right. Don't you worry. You ain't got nothing to blame yourself for.
I hope so.
Going upstairs and get some sleep. I'll call you when the doc gets here.
All right.
Whoa. Finally.
Dr. Hickman.
Morning, Adam. Oz?
Doc.
Sorry it took so long.
Yes, let's go.
The message I got said he was also bitten by a wolf.
That's right.
Did you clean the wound out as soon as you could?
As best I could on the trail.
Any sign of rabies in that wolf?
No.
Oh. Easy now. Easy does it. Easy does it. Well, you get the bullet out all right. Those wolf fangs didn't help any.
I know all that. How is he?
I guess I'm out.
I ask you how he was.
He's a pretty sick boy. It's unfortunate I wasn't in town.
Unfortunate.
Hoss, you'll have to go into Virginia City to get this medicine.
Yes, sir, Doc. I'll ride fast.
Keep cold compresses on him. When that medicine gets here, just follow the instructions. I'll try and get back tonight.
Tonight? You mean you're not staying? You're walking out? You're going to leave me here all day?
Mrs. Fleming is going to have a baby in a few hours. I don't know when. And it's going to be a breech birth. Now, you know what that means.
Well, tell me, just how sick is my brother?
All right, I'll tell you, Adam. He's pretty bad off, real bad off. I'm counting on his constitution and that medicine to save him. Maybe a little help from God.
And there's nothing you can do?
Nothing at the moment. But I'll tell you this. If I'm not there, when Maggie Fleming's time comes, both she and her baby are goners. Now, you tell me, what should I do?
Please, Adam, try not to be upset.
Don't be ridiculous. I'm not upset. After all, we still have those lovely sunsets.
Vince?
Good morning, Horse.
Morning, Vince. Vince, I got a prescription here from the doc. He wants it filled in a hurry.
I don't know. I don't know. These, chemicals. I'm all out of them, Horse.
Vince, little Joe's sick. I gotta have that stuff.
Oh, I'm sorry, Horse. I have this stuff on order. I expected it in from Genoa yesterday, but it didn't arrive.
Vince, I gotta have that stuff. My little brother's sick.
Now, easy, Horse. I'll get over to the telegraph office and check out the wholesaler in Genoa. Maybe it's on today's stage. Wait here. Hey, sorry, you fellas have to wait.
Oh, hurry. Too bad about your brother. What happened to him?
He got wolf bit.
Could be this brother of yours was up to the Montpelier Gorge section. Know where that is?
Yeah, sure I do. As a matter of fact, that's where he was. Him and my other brother, Adam. Name's Cartwright. You fellas from Montpelier?
Cartwright? Yeah. He were trying to build up a little spread there. Been at it for 3 years now.
You'll make it. That's real good country up there.
We found that wolf. He was dead. Also found a horse running around loose up there. He has the same brand we spotted on your critter when you rode in. Come here. Know that pedo over there?
Yeah, that's my little brother's horse. Thank you fellas for bringing him in. I'll be happy to give you a reward.
We wanted to bring him in. We had to find out who panicked a herd of wild horses we just rounded up. Busted through our fences, scattered through our land, stampeded our cattle.
Yeah, I reckon that would have happened when Adam fired at that wolf. I'm sorry. It was an accident.
Seems reckless and inconsiderate to us.
Yeah, I reckon you haven't got a grievance to that. How much you figure it'll cost to fix it up?
Well, since it was a Cartwright done the damage, $1,000.
That's quite a bit. You better talk to my brother Adam out at the Ponderosa. He'll know how much damage he done.
What's that medicine's still in Genoa?
Where in Genoa?
Simon Watson's, the wholesalers.
Give me that.
Hey, look, Horse, that's a long ride. It's 21 miles to Genoa and 21 miles back.
I got no choice, Vince. Mister, you're going out to Ponderosa. Do me a favor. Will you give this message to my brother Adam? Tell him that I had to go to Genoa to get the medicine for little Joe, and tell him I'll ride fast. Thank you.
Guess we'll just deliver that message.
Any change?
None. The fever's still very high.
How's Adam?
Oh, upset, worried, sick, blaming himself for what happened.
But it wasn't his fault. It was an accident.
Some men are willing to shoulder responsibility when others would shrug it off. Adam's a sensitive man. He feels a deep personal guilt for what happened to his brother.
I know. I've seen the pain and agony on his face. Why does he stay here?
Why? Sure, it's his home.
I know. But I have the feeling that maybe because he is sensitive, that he should be somewhere else. Back east, maybe.
Adam Cartwright here?
Yes. Adam, they're for you.
Where'd you find the pinto?
You Adam Cartwright?
That's right.
My name's Dowd. Me and my friends here got a little spread going up in Montpelier Gorge, where we found your sick brother's horse. You were doing some wild shooting up there a couple of days ago.
Where'd you hear this?
We met your other brother in town. He told us. By the way, he said to tell you he was going to ride up Genoa and get some of that medicine you needed.
Thank you for the message. Well, what can I do for you?
You can pay me for some damage you done. That shooting of yours panicked some wild horses we had penned up. Ruined our land and stampeded some valuable cattle.
How much?
$3,000.
$3,000 for what?
Do I have to itemize?
For $3,000 you do. How many cattle did you lose?
150 head. They're scattered all over the district. You want to round them up?
Well, now, 150 head of cattle at $4 a head's only $600.
$15 a head.
Where, Chicago, Kansas City?
I say they're worth $15 a head to us. Now, that's more than $2,000 right there. And the buildings that got trampled, say, $500-600. I think $3,000 is real conservative, Cartwright.
Well, I think you're about $2,400 over.
That's all right for you to say. You're a rich man. But all we've got to show is 3 years of wasted effort trying to build up a spread that you destroyed.
Well, I'm sorry. But it'll have to wait.
Wait for what?
Until I can get over to your place and take a look at the damage for myself.
Ain't gonna be no waiting, Cartwright. We want that $3,000 right now.
Well, I'm afraid that's the way it's gonna have to be. And I'll give you about 10 seconds to get off my place.
All right, Cartwright. We'll go. But you'll pay.
Oh, Adam, you mustn't let those men upset you. The East is full of the likes of them. People looking for an easy dollar.
Please, Mr. Reardon, I'm in no mood.
I'm sorry, son. I meant no harm. The trouble is, if you're Irish, how can you not interfere with other people's affairs?
I'm sorry about your father.
I'm sure he understands. With one thing piling on top of the other. Them having to go all the way to another town for some more medicine. And those terrible men. Adam, how do you stand this horrible country? You're a man that belongs in the East.
Sometimes I wonder. But I thought you liked it here.
I hate it. I've hated it from the moment I saw it. There's a little town right outside of Denver. Our coach pulled up there one night. You know what we saw? A man hanging from a tree. His tongue hanging out. He had stolen 4 head of cattle. That's what they said to us.
Why did you come?
Because of my father.
Oh, I see. He wanted to come out here.
No, I insisted that he come out here.
Well, then I don't understand.
My father's going to die soon. 20 years of swallowing coal dust in the Pennsylvania mines. The doctor said that if he would have a change, he might live a little longer. So we wanted to come to a clean, invigorating climate.
Does he know?
Yes, he knows he's ill. He calls it the Pennsylvania chest. How could I tell him the truth, Adam?
What if he gets better?
I'll stay here permanently.
Even though you feel the way you do?
He's my father.
We never know about people, do we?
We have a lot in common, don't we?
Yeah.
Watch it now. I don't want any slip-ups. Get off your horse.
What's this all about?
Get his gun.
Be careful of that medicine, mister. My little brother needs that bad.
Sure he does, horse. Sure he does. We need our damage money bad. You tell your brother Adam that.
Mister, a man's life depends on that. You give it to me.
You can have it. For $3,000.
You give me that medicine.
You stupid. What'd you hit him for? Now we gotta wait that much longer. Oh, I didn't hit him very hard. Anyway, now his brother's gonna find out the price of medicine has gone up in Nevada.
Sheila asked me to bring this up. It's nice and cold. The fever hasn't gone down?
It's higher.
Oh. Probably means something inside him is fighting hard.
Is there never a bad side to a thing with you?
Oh, I try not to ignore facts, but there's also such a thing as faith. When that medicine gets here, little Joe's life will be in the hands of God and science, two staunch allies.
You always have the ready-made words for every occasion, don't you, Mr. Reardon?
Has my father been upsetting you?
I'm afraid I didn't need much stimulus.
Adam. Adam. Adam, get him off me. Adam. Adam. I'm shot. I'm shot. Adam, help me.
Joe, he won't get you. You're gonna be all right.
Please.
It's all right, boy.
Please. It's not right. All this waiting, all this suffering. No doctor, no medicine. What chance does he have, Adam?
Adam. Adam, I'm shot. I'm shot.
Adam, come down, hurry. Someone rode to the barn. Couldn't see who it was.
Adam. They took little Joe's medicine. The hijack men got it.
You hurt?
Not a bit. A little bit of headache.
Who took the medicine?
Those two fellows from Montpelier. They want $3,000.
You mean they're holding little Joe's medicine for ransom? Adam, how could they do a thing like that?
How? You tried to tell me, but I wouldn't listen. Because out here, it's a jungle for animals, savages, where one tries to destroy the other.
Adam, ease up a bit.
Ease up? Yeah, I'll ease up. When this is all over, I'm going away someplace where a man can live like a decent human being. But first, I've got something to do. Come on, we're gonna find them.
No, Adam, you mustn't do that.
Why not? What else is there to do?
Please, Adam, don't let them reduce you to their level. Not you, Adam.
Let them go. Adam and Hoss have to get little Joe's medicine. That's what they have to do. They're not going out there to kill.
Take care of little Joe.
How about it, Cartwright?
Get down.
You want a rifle, Mr. Reardon?
Yes, Hoss, but I'm not too good at using it.
You'll learn. Post yourself over that window and stay down.
$3,000, Cartwright. We want it now.
Get upstairs and take care of little Joe. Now get ready to run. No.
What's the matter, Cartwright? Ain't your brother worth it?
Adam! They mean to get that money.
Well, there's nowhere near that amount in the house, but they'd never believe me.
Cartwright! We want that money now. You want to let your brother die?
I'm going out the side door. Cover me.
You dirty blackguard! Why don't you show the whites of your eyes the way you're supposed to?
Looks like they ain't gonna buy it. We'll have to split up. I'll go round back. Up on the porch roof. Through the bedroom window.
Right.
One word and I'll splinter your backbone and drop your gun. Move fast. Here's one of them. The other one's dead.
Where's that medicine?
Dod's got it.
I want to bash your skull in.
Give me that. Drop those guns. I want the money, Cartwright. Don't talk, just the money. Get it up or you know what's gonna happen to this fella.
Be reasonable, Dowd. I'll give you every cent we got in the house.
$3,000.
We have lots of silverware, lots of other things.
Just a moment, Adam.
Shut up, you. Turn around.
Hold it. Where's the medicine?
In my pocket.
Mr. Reardon. If this doesn't save my brother's life, I'm going to kill you. Let's lock him up in the bunkhouse. Get going.
Go on. Come on. Come on.
Mr. Reardon, I don't know when I've seen such presence of mind and courage.
It was neither, Adam. You see, I'm dying anyway, so I'd nothing to lose. Sheila brought me out here in the hopes that the climate would cure me, but shit isn't going to make a bit of difference. Well, now you know. You're not as smart as you thought you were.
Do you know what you are? An old fraud.
Go back. Who are you?
I'm Emmett Reardon, and this is my daughter, Sheila.
Joseph?
Oh, you must be Ben Cartwright.
Joseph!
He's up here, Pa.
I hope God keeps it close tonight.
What time is it?
Almost 6. Why don't you go up to bed?
I gotta go and relieve Hoss guarding those men.
I just sent Hoss to the sheriff's office with him.
Alone?
Well, they were tied up in the wagon. It's all right. He can handle it. Let me get you some coffee.
Adam, it's little Joe. He's calling for you.
Hey, brother. Hey, Pa. Pa, Adam really clobbered it. He really clobbered that wolf. He's not gonna touch our cattle anymore.
I think his fever's broken.
Is he gonna be all right?
Well, I'm no doctor, but I think he'll be all right.
I think we'd better go downstairs now. Would you like to kiss me? Thank you, kind sir. You know, for a little while, I had a dream cooking up. But it was silly of me, wasn't it? Imagine Adam Cartwright being happy at cotillions, social teas, and Sunday promenades back in old Philadelphia.
You don't think I could have made the grade?
Not with your heart back here in the Ponderosa, where it belongs.
How can you be sure?
I knew this morning when little Joe called you. So did you.
Sheila!
Daddy's waiting. Goodbye, Mr. Cartwright.
Bye, Sheila. We'll remember you and your father.
And don't forget, Mr. Cartwright, if Adam ever comes east, make sure he drops in for a visit.
I'll see to it.
There you are, Chud. Well, I've never seen such a collection of faces. As long as a rainy Sunday. Come on, Sheila. Give us a bit of a song.
When first I saw sweet Paddy, was on the market day. A low back car he drove and sat upon a truss of hay. Tra-la-la-la-la-la, la-la-la-la-la-la,
Huh?
Telegram from Little Joe.
Oh, good. Just wanted to hear from him. Ordered gear and new seed. Everything fine. On way home. Stage arrives Virginia City 4 days if weather holds. Scenery very interesting.
Scenery. Never figured Little Joe to be interested in the scenery.
Well, knowing your brother, I guess that would depend on the scenery.
Yeah. Whatever it is, I hope he can handle it.
Don't worry about your brother. Whatever it is, he'll handle it pretty well.
That's for sure.
Here, man. You wet your handkerchief with this. Make you feel better.
Thank you.
No?
No, thank you.
This is terrible country. Dry and dusty. Reminds me of my native Sicily.
I've never been to your native Sicily, but I can bet that their women aren't as pretty as ours.
It's obvious you have never been to my country, senor. But in this case, Signorina, I will have to agree with him.
You haven't been long in these parts, have you?
No, just traveling, looking for a place to settle in this new country. My father, the Barone, suggested I come here.
Well, this isn't much right along here. Gets real pretty, though, when we get up in the mountains.
If we survive the trip and the company.
Well, feels like eating time again. Would you like some jerky? Would you like some jerky?
No, thank you.
This primitive way of eating, it's hard to get used to.
I'm willing to try, sir.
Now, there's a real smart gal. This primitive jerky you speak of has saved my life many times.
What do you do for a living?
I'm a fur trader. I've traded fur all through this country, the Blackfoot and the Shawnee. Been trading furs for 20 years.
Fur trading. This is a business?
Dude, it's a big business. I've got $5,000 in my pocket right now just for this one trip alone.
This whole country is barbarous. I can't wait to get to San Francisco and civilization.
Why do you want to get to San Francisco, Mother?
Get away from certain men. What is the matter with the driver? He must be drunk.
Don't forget, he's trying to make Owl's Point by nightfall. It's about 50 miles.
What he's trying to do is kill us.
There's something wrong, boy.
Maybe you're right.
Stubby! 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 Hold on, Stubby, hold on! I got him. Dear Lord, none of this was Stubby Barkley's fault. He never knew what happened to him. Rode kind of a lonesome saddle most of his days. He didn't get much out of this life, Lord, so you please take care of him in the next. That's about it, Lord. God rest his soul. Amen.
Oh, man. I wonder what it was that struck him down.
He was a drunkard. The stage line should have known it. It's their responsibility to protect their passengers.
Stubby didn't know his heart was gonna stop,
Nevertheless, he could have killed us all.
but he didn't.
What are we going to do now?
It's 50 miles to Owl's Point. Guess we might as well start walking.
Walking?
That's right, we'll just follow the road.
You know, Cartwright, we could cut through the arroyo. We'd save at least a day.
It's pretty wild country.
Well, not if you know it like I do. I've tramped this country for 20 years.
Save that much time, we might as well do it. Day will mean a lot to the women. Get your things together. We're gonna start walking.
Walking? Walk 50 miles through the wilderness. Why don't we stay here and wait for someone to find us?
So we can stay here for 2 weeks before anybody found us. We haven't got enough food or water to last that long. Best you just get your things together. Just take necessities.
Well, in that case, I leave nothing. I have some valuable heirlooms in my luggage.
Suit yourself. You're the one that has to carry them. We've only got about an hour of sunlight left. We better get going,
Now,
Cartwright.
wait one moment. Now, who made you commander?
Now, look, nobody made anybody a commander. Should have listened to him. He knows what he's talking about.
I'm not sure we're doing the right thing.
Just get some of your things together.
Well, there go my beautiful dresses.
I'm sorry. Go easy with that water.
What is this jerky?
That's just dried beef. A little hard to chew, but it's good for you.
If my father, Aarone, could see me now, he wouldn't believe it.
You got a knife, Cartwright?
Yeah, I got one of my saddlebags. Here, let me give you a hand with that.
Oh, thank you. Very pretty, isn't she?
Yeah. Yes, she is.
I wish you'd look at me that way.
I'm sick of looking at you.
You from around here, Mr. Cartwright?
We've got a ranch right outside Virginia City.
We? You and your family?
Mm-hmm.
Well, there you are. I thought I had near prospect. How old are they? Boys or girls?
Well, I'm not married. I was talking about my father and brothers. Where you heading?
Oh, I'm not sure yet. As the story goes, I sing for my supper. Sometimes I think that's all I'm fit for.
Come on, you know better than that.
Do I? Oh, why do we all dream so big and live so small?
Will you go away and leave me alone?
Oh, Howard, please. They'll hear you.
I don't care about these people. Now, will you go away and leave me be?
Some of the people in this country are as unappetizing as this ridiculous food they eat.
Now, you listen, Baron.
No, I am not the Baron. My father is the Baron.
Then you listen to me. In this country, we're careful what we say to people, or they wind up without a tongue in their head. Comprendo?
can give me a hand.
Mr. Cartwright.
Oh, thank you, man. Rabbit's real good.
Very tasty, Miss Hayden.
No, thank you, but my compliments to the cook.
Well, it's hard to make things taste good without a bit of salt. You're all just hungry.
You'd think that a DeSoto would wind up here eating like a savage.
No more water.
I am getting tired of you two commanders telling me what to do.
I told you no more water. Now, there's 6 people here and there's 4 canteens. That means we're gonna ration the water. You want a drink, you come to me.
Who are you to give orders?
Oh, shut up, Nora. He's right. If this baron had a chance, he'd drink all the water.
I told you I am not a baron. My father is the Baron de Soto.
That's right, you told me. Tell me, what do they call a son of a baron?
My older brother will inherit the title. You call me plain senor.
What do you inherit, senor?
Nothing. I will make my own way.
Like you did today. You wouldn't last 10 hours in this country alone.
You know, you remind me of my father. 2 things he knew. How to get rich and how to hurt people. How to hurt, and hurt. Now, for a man with my sensitivity who loves life, he was impossible.
Well, that might well be. But if I had a choice between you and your father, I'd pick your father. It's a nice night since the wind has died down.
Mm-hmm. Why don't you leave him alone?
Leave who alone? What?
Oh, you've got enough troubles without your causing more.
Well, I kind of forget my manners. I've been living with the Injuns and the fur traders for so long. You know, Laurie, what I really need is a good woman to take me in hand.
Yes, you do. But not me.
Wait a minute, Laurie. We understand each other.
You're hurting my arm. Let me down, you bully. Oh,
Fenchman!
Forget it, Benson. I had to bury 1 man this week, Benson.
Thanks for coming to the aid of a lady in distress.
Bothers you again, you just let me know.
I can always take care of the likes of a Howard Benson that you are worried about.
I can take care of myself.
Don't prove it around me, huh?
Okay, Grandma.
Well, I didn't expect you two back so soon. To learn anything about women, kid?
You got a big mouth, Benson.
Oh, we're just trying to give you the experience of all of my years of living. Wasn't I, Laurie?
Living with what? Animals?
Well, now, wait a minute. Living with animals is not so bad. They can teach you a lot of things. They can teach you that things aren't what they seem to be. Now, take Nora here. Nora looks like a mouse, doesn't she? She's not. She's nothing.
I think you're horrible.
No, I just see beneath people, that's all. Take that dude there, that Roberto. I bet you think beneath all that la-di-da, he's a real man, huh? Underneath, he's just like he looks. He's all talk. Do people ever fool me?
What about Mr. Henshaw?
Well, I'm a bartender, Miss Hayden.
I'm on my way to San Francisco to take a job.
No, you're not a bartender. I don't know what you are, but you're not a bartender.
I'll say one thing for you, Benson. You got a lot of opinions.
Yeah, I do. I've got a lot of opinions about a lot of things and a lot of people.
Well, what about you, Benson? You got an opinion about you?
Yeah, let me tell you about Howard Benson. He always knows what he's doing. He never lies. And he'll kill if he's ever interfered with.
Well, if you're through giving us your opinions, I suggest you go to sleep.
No sign of him yet.
It's pretty much like our little brother, ain't it? I ain't never known him to be in too much of a hurry.
Well, that stage was due in before noon. If he thinks we're going to sit up all night waiting supper for him.
Maybe they got in some bad weather. Stage is going to be even later yet.
Well, maybe.
If you want to know what I really think, Paul, you know that scenery he mentioned in that telegraph?
Hmm?
I got a notion he's probably showing it off right now in a restaurant in Virginia City.
Where you go?
Well, if you ain't got no objection, it's a nice night for a ride, and I thought I'd mosey into Virginia City and take a look at that scenery.
All right, go ahead. And don't you get lost in Virginia City.
No, sir.
Feel better?
A little.
Wind's getting pretty bad out there again.
Did you take care of him?
We buried him.
Did you find anything? Any sign of someone who might have done it?
You mean someone besides us?
What are you saying?
Who do you think you're kidding? He's saying it had to be one of us.
He gave no one any good reason to like him.
Especially you. I remember last night he threatened to kill you.
I remember last night he insulted you. That's not the reason he was killed, not because somebody wasn't friendly with him.
Why, then?
The money. The $5,000. I went through his things. It's not there.
One of us has $5,000.
Is this your knife?
You know it's my knife. You know it's the knife that killed Benson. You also know I gave it to him the night before last. He had it with him till he died.
You had no reason to do that. No proof.
We found him over the dead man's body with a knife in his hand. You want more proof? See if you can find something. We'll tie him up. impossible to understand.
Not all women. I'm not like that. I want to thank you for helping me tonight.
I like helping you.
You do?
Yes.
You're not just saying that?
No. Nora, I wasn't going to say anything. It's you I like.
But I thought you liked Laurie.
No.
But she's so pretty.
If you did something with your hair, with your eyes, you could.
Look like her? Oh. I don't know how. But it was very nice of you to say that. If we ever get out of this, can I see you sometimes?
I want to so very much. Not just sometimes.
I hope very much that you mean that.
You know I mean it.
Oh, I didn't like Benson, but I wouldn't kill him.
I know that.
How come you know, nobody else does?
Oh, I just know. I've known a lot of men. So I just know.
Thanks.
I could help you escape.
No.
Why?
Because one of those 3 people killed him. I have to find out which one it was.
But what do you care? It's your life you're risking now. What are you proving?
When you get to Al's Point, there'll be a warrant out for my arrest in 5 minutes. If I run now, they'll be sure it was me.
And if you stay here, Roberto will kill you the very first chance he gets. I think he killed Benson and stole the money.
What makes you say that?
He's a remittance man. His family paid him to stay away from them. I know the type.
No, we still have to prove it was him.
I'll help you. All I can.
But if you stay out of it, I don't want anything to happen to you.
I've never known anyone quite like you.
Nonsense. What are you doing? What were you doing? What were you planning?
What's wrong? What happened?
She was kissing him.
She
was
what?
whispering. I think she was going to try to help him escape.
Oh, don't be a fool.
Oh, why not? Then you could share in the money together.
Well, you're even a bigger fool than Roberto.
Oh, am I? I know your type. Using men to get what you want.
Not true. And even if it were...
Stop that!
It would be more honest than pretending to be something that you're not.
What are you saying? What are you calling me?
If the glove fits, wear it!
Stop it, both of you!
Can't you see what she's doing? She's just trying to cover up the fact she was going to let him escape.
I don't believe that, Miss Whitley.
Well, then you must be blind. Haven't you seen the way they've been behaving toward each other all day?
No more than with you and Roberto.
That is different.
Are you going to let him escape?
No. But I would now.
A thief? A murderer?
Come on, you haven't proved that.
I think we have.
Oh, really, Mr. Henshaw?
That's enough talk. You keep quiet.
Let him talk.
All right, we all know Benson was killed with my knife. Any one of you could have gotten it last night. All we have to do is figure out which one of you did it.
We know which one it was. Now, enough of this nonsense.
Oh, don't worry, Roberto. I don't think you did it.
Why not?
Because I think Benson was right. I don't think he's got the guts.
He had enough guts to knock you in the head.
That's different. He was pushed pretty far for that, Mr. Henshaw. See, I think Roberto really thinks I did it.
Well, as long as we're talking about who could have done it, she could have.
No, I don't think Laurie did it. I don't think you did it either. I don't think any woman could have done it.
But you know who's left now, don't you?
Yeah, you, Henshaw.
And you've proof?
No, not really, just the process of elimination. Oh, it's not much. But if I were Roberto, I wouldn't turn my back on you.
We can't take a chance. He may be telling the truth. Against the wall.
No, wait. I can't let this happen. He did ask me to help him escape. He even promised to share some of the money with me. Even to marry me.
What?
Yes. The night Benson was killed, I heard a noise. Opened my eyes, and I saw him.
You waited until now to say this?
Don't you understand? I'd begun to care for him. I even offered to help him escape. But not when he accuses an innocent man.
We can't stay here any longer.
I agree.
How about a drink of water?
Now, I tell you when to drink. You're going to lead us out of here.
It's a pretty rough country. I couldn't lead you anywhere trussed up like this.
Yeah. You're thinking, Cartwright. Don't think. You try something, I don't wait for them. I shoot you down like a dog.
I know what you're trying to do. You know this country, you're leading us through the worst part.
If you don't like the way we're going, then you lead us.
It's gonna get pretty cold in here as soon as it turns dark. So we better go out and get some wood, start a fire. Yeah, Tom, yeah, go out and get some game.
We're not going to untie your hands and give you a gun. I'll get the game.
Lots of luck.
You get some wood.
What's the matter, Baron? No luck?
You're going to get us out of here tomorrow morning, or I'm going to kill you.
No, you're not. Because I want to live, too, and he's our only chance of getting out of here.
I was your only chance, gentlemen. I just led you so far into the wilderness you'd never find your way out, and this is where we're gonna stay until that killer confesses.
You listen to me.
No, you listen to me. I got nothing to lose, because I'm gonna die anyway. Now either that killer confesses or you're all gonna die.
Well, it's about time you got here. Where's little Joe?
Well, Paul, that dang stage ain't got into Virginia City yet. As a matter of fact, it ain't even got to Al's Point yet.
Doesn't anybody know where it is?
Well, they know it's somewhere between Benton Falls and Al's Point. After it left Benton Falls, it got into some bad weather, I reckon. Harley Green said that he figured maybe they took a detour or something.
Well, look, you have a cup of coffee. I'll get ready to ride with you.
Yep, Paul. The stage land's already put together a posse in Virginia City, and I told him I'd ride with him now. Since Adam's in Sacramento, I figured one of us ought to stay here in case little Joe gets to a telegraph office and tries to reach us.
Well, yeah, maybe you're right. All right, I'll stay here. But you make sure you send me a message from Al's Point, you hear?
Paul, you'll hear from me. One way or another, you'll hear from me.
Isn't it time yet? Get us to water. I promise you, you won't be sorry. I won't testify against you.
Pass it on.
Oh, please. My mouth is so dry.
Pass it on.
That for him.
Oh, the water! The water! The water!
You're responsible for this.
Stop him.
Might make Cartwright break. It's him or us. Let's get back inside.
Give him the money.
What?
Give him the money.
What do you mean?
You know what I mean. Just do what I say.
I don't know what you're saying, Miss Hayden.
Miss Hayden! Stop lying for once, Father!
Father?
Yes. That's my father. He'll tell you. He's good at explaining things. Tell him how you killed Benson.
Lori, I did not kill Benson. You didn't believe a word you said, did you, Papa? I believe in you. I don't care what anybody else says. I believe... Her father's trying to get away from the law. That's why I came west.
No, stop lying. For once, stop lying. It won't do you any good anymore.
Look, Lori, I am not lying. You're just like everybody else, aren't you? Once a man is outside of the law, don't you trust him? I was doing time. I got to know some men who were in on a good thing, so we decided we'd pull this one big job, get on our feet, then go on our way. Lori met me at the prison gate, and I told him to forget it, that I backed out. Well, they went ahead. They got caught, but they didn't forget it. They said I was in on it. I wasn't any ways near, but with my record, you don't stand around and argue.
So that's why you said you saw me kill Benson?
Yes. If they caught him one more time, he'd be executed. And I tried to protect him. But I was so wrong.
Believe me, I did not do this. Lori, I have been in and out of prisons all of my life. I know everything they've got to teach you. Look, am I going to be such a fool? I'm going to kill a man with a knife in a room full of people when I can get him at a stage stop. I can wait till he gets to a hotel room in Rolls. Lori, a rank amateur wouldn't be so foolish.
Mr. Cartwright, throw me the canteen.
That's the last of our water.
Throw me the canteen.
You're not gonna get a mile in this heat.
We're not gonna die here.
Roberto!
Leave us alone. Darling, you all right?
Oh, yes, I'm all right. Oh, I love you. I love you. Oh.
Darling, nothing can happen to you. I love you so much.
Oh, I love you.
I've kept you a secret all this time.
A secret? What secret?
About Benson.
You knew?
Yes.
You didn't tell him?
No. What did you do with the money?
Is that why you were nice to me? Because you wanted the money?
No. No, don't believe that.
But if I die?
I love you. Where is the money?
If I died, it wouldn't matter to you.
Darling, where is the money? Nora?
It won't do me any good at all. All he wanted was the money. There wasn't any money. Howard didn't have any money. He was a poor man. He liked to pretend he was a big man. He promised he was going to marry me, you know. But he lied. And so I killed him, but I didn't kill him for money. And then there was Roberto. The same. All over again. The same.
Where'd you find him?
I didn't catch up with him till he got to Owl's Point, Paul.
Well, sit down now. Let's have a look at you. All right.
I'm fine, Pa. Just a little hungry, I think.
Hey, that's a change. Now he's hungry. Well, I'll go take care of the horses.
Yeah. Well, I'll help Sing wrestle up some food.
Sounds good, Pa.
Joseph,
Yeah, Pa.
take your feet off the table.
It's good to be home, Pa.
Hey, get your dirty hands off my garment. Boy, I'll have a pony of Grand Marnier.
I thought maybe you was standing on your knees. We don't serve no kids in here. And besides, I never heard of whatever it was you ordered.
Draw.
I was only joking, Sonny.
Well, I don't think it's funny. And don't call me Sonny, you big ox. Now, come on. When I say draw, I mean draw.
What's your beef, Runt?
This employee of yours, he picked the wrong guy to poke fun at. Oh, I don't take belittling remarks from nobody.
You ain't even packing a gun.
Ah! I mean draw a card. Yeah, little man buys drinks for the house, huh?
Oh, no, you don't. Look, if you want a drink, you pay for it and then clear out of here.
What's the matter? You afraid to draw?
Cut him.
Drink up, folks. It's on the house.
Hey, you cheat. I don't know how you done it, you miserable little runt of a cheater.
I'll take you into court for that libelous remark.
You'll have to pick yourself up out of the gutter first.
All right, sir.
Maybe that'll keep you from palming them cards for a while.
Like...
In case you're a lefty, that'll ensure the deal.
All right. You fellas have had your fun now. Leave the little man alone.
I caught him cheating at cards.
You didn't know such of a thing. I beat you fair and square, and you're a sore loser.
Leave him alone.
He's a stinking card shark.
I don't care what he is. You fellas have heard him enough. If anybody wants to argue about it, you got to talk to me.
Just stay out of my saloon, runt.
Let me go, I'll pulverize you.
You ain't gonna pulverize anybody.
Come on, what are you doing? Let me go. Let me out. What are you doing? Put me down. Now, come on, put me down. What are you doing? Come on, put me down. I asked for you. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna cut you down to size. I'll cut you down to size. That's what I'll do. I'll shut you down. That's what I'm gonna do.
Well, it's where I turn to the right for the Ponderosa. That trail right out there leads into the main road to Carson City.
Yeah.
Still think you ought to take me up on that offer and ride on out to Ponderosa with me and soak them hands some hot water and liniment. Sure take a lot of the soreness out.
Look, I don't take no favors from nobody. Just toss me my suitcase, huh? If there's one thing I can't stand, it's somebody feeling sorry for me.
Look, ain't nobody feeling sorry for you, little buddy. It's just that, well, I figure you're gonna need a little help. You ain't gonna make it.
What are you trying to do? Be a big hero, huh? Big man saves little runt from mob. Boy, I know your kind. I've dealt with them all my life. Don't call me buddy. Look, I don't take that kind of talk from nobody, mister. Now, come on, I'll go a couple rounds with you right here and now if you want. Come on.
The shape them hands in, you'd have a rough time putting a dent in a bowl of mashed potatoes.
Don't laugh at me. I'm tired of being laughed at.
Little buddy, there ain't nobody laughing at you. And there ain't nobody feeling sorry for you, neither. It's just that I understand your problem, that's all. But you remember this. There's two ends to that stick. I'm on the other end of it. It's just as bad being too big. Did you ever think about that? Who ain't got a problem? You get back up there in this buggy. We're going to the Ponderosa, whether you like it or not. Get up!
What are you trying to do? Scold me?
Sit down. That Water's supposed to be hot, and that's the way I'm going to keep it. Put your hands in it.
Hot enough now, you could stew a chicken in it.
Oh, morning, Hans. Oh, McGee. Yeah, let's have a look at those. Yeah, they're coming along pretty good. Put them back in now. You know what you ought to do? You ought to exercise them. Open and close, open and close. That way you get the muscles back to normal again. You're a very lucky young fella. You know that? You could have had the bones in both those hands broken.
I'll be lucky if I don't break his head when I get...
Oh, come on, now that's no way to talk.
Paul's right, McGee.
Sure, he's right. You can say that. Nobody stepped on your hands.
Oh, there's a couple of business things I have to discuss with you. Come in as soon as you can, huh?
Yes, sir. I'll be right in, Paul.
Joe Foster told me all about him. Your friend McGee has been mixed up in all kinds of questionable deals.
But, Paul, if we turn him out now, it's just like throwing him right back to the wolves.
Hoss, he's a bad-tempered little man.
I know that. But the reason he's a bad-tempered little man is because he's got a chip on his shoulder, because of his size. Paul, you remember something? When I was a young'un, and all the other kids in school used to tease me about my size, and I'd get so dadgum mad I'd want to break all their necks, and you'd tell me, say, son, you got to learn to live with what you are. Do you remember that, Paul?
Yes, I remember.
All right. That's what I've got to do for this man, Paul. I've got to teach him that. Paul, all I'm asking is that you help me get him a decent job in Virginia City. That's all.
Oh, all right. I'll do what I can.
Thank you, Paul.
St. Francis of the Ponderosa.
I've worked in towns from east to west. They said Virginia City ought to please me best. It's true what they told me. I guess I'll stick around. My urge to roam is in the past. I came from San Francisco, but I'm home at last. Your smiles really sold me. I guess I'll stick around. There is one other part of my plan I want to solve if I can. I long for a man who'll volunteer. Anyone here? It won't take much to fill the bill.
Hoss, I don't think it's gonna work. If they recognize me, they'll throw me out.
Come on here now, little buddy, you're with me. If anybody in there starts any kind of yapping that's gonna cause trouble, I'm gonna stick that right down their throat.
Ah, now you're getting feisty.
No, I ain't. Look, I'm just gonna introduce you to the most important people. And you're gonna meet Mr. McGee, plain and simple. You understand that? Anybody starts asking any questions, just don't pay them no mind, you hear? And remember this, Salter, don't strut. And no matter what anybody says, keep smiling. Keep a smile on your face. Now, come on, give me a big smile. Yeah, hey, let's go. That's it. Come
My friend and I will have a beer.
Yeah. Now, that's good, little buddy. You're doing real good. Hey, Whisper, come here a minute. Back over here at this front table, you see the man in the black hat with the big cigar?
Yeah.
That's the postmaster, very important man. See the old man standing there talking to him? He owns the Frontier House, the second best hotel in town. Now, they're both good men to know. Now, come on over here a minute. You see this old man sitting back here by himself? That's old Mashburn. Now, he's a nice old man. He's a little deaf. So when I introduce you to him, speak right up, you hear?
What's that you say?
I said... Come on. Mr. Mashburn, this here is Mr. McGee.
Oh, hello there, Hoss. Who's the young fellow with you?
I say, this here is Mr. McGee.
Oh, yeah, Mr. McGee. Hiya there, Sonny.
Yeah, don't pay him no mind. He's a nice old man. It's just a little deef, that's all.
Howdy, Mr. Mashburn. What's that you say, son? I said howdy! Oh, yeah. Sit down. Come on.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Mashburn. Well, Lizard's getting sort of late. I imagine me and you better be pulling out.
It's been nice chatting with you, Mr. Mashburn. I'll see you tomorrow. Sure. And you can move into that room in the back of the store anytime, Sonny. So, up with the hens, down with the roosters, like the fella says.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, good night, Mr. Mashburn.
Night.
After working for him, I can get a job hog calling.
You gentlemen aren't leaving.
Well, yeah, Miss Melissa, we thought we'd be pulling out.
You mean you're not going to stay for my next number? I was going to sing it especially for you two fine-looking gents.
Well, thank you, Miss Melissa, but it's getting kind of late. We better run.
Hoss, just one little old number, huh?
That's the way I like to hear a man talk. George.
What did you do to capture me? I look at you and I'm all at sea. In my eyes, you're the devil in disguise. To some I know you may not seem the Romeo of a maiden's dream. In my eyes, you're the perfect shape and size. In the game of love I've played some, it was always hit or miss. I have lost a few and made some, but none ever thrilled me like this. Don't back away and break the spell. Your glances say what your lips can't tell. Play it smart, play it wise. Make your heart realize that this look in my eyes is love.
Morning, Mr. Mashburn.
5/8 slug nuts, 5/8 bolts, nuts, bolts,
Wait a
bolts.
minute. It's no 5/8. It's a half inch.
What are you doing, chugging up on me?
Now, don't you get feisty with me. How's it going so far?
How's it going? I sold $1.40's worth so far today. Hey, you want to see my quarters? Come on, follow me. This wash basin was passed down from the barber of Seville. It's been patched and plugged so many times it leaks faster than you can fill it. You know, I tried to sell myself a new one, but I couldn't afford it.
I'll tell you what, Wither. Old Hobsang's been needing a new stove for a long time. Now, if you can ride out the Ponderosa and convince my pa, you'll make yourself a sale and pick up a nice little commission on top.
Hey, I might take you up on that.
Fine. I'll see you out there.
Real handy place to have a bank. If a fella had any money to put in it.
Clink, wait a minute.
What is it, Melissa? I'm busy.
You have to read this. It's from that little runt McGee, the one that works over at Mashburn.
Uh-huh. The soft velvet texture of your skin. The deep, limpid pools of your eyes, which cast a reflection of your beauty on my very soul. I wonder where he copied that.
I don't care. I think he makes a very good point.
You are the woman I've always dreamed would enter my life. Melissa, will you have dinner with me tonight?
You better watch your step. I just might run away with that little midget.
So he works for Mashburn.
Big deal.
He probably pulls in all of $3 a week.
Yeah? Well, you write him a note telling him you accept his invitation to dinner.
What?
Wear your most, beguiling gown. Lead him on.
Lead him on? Oh, now, wait a minute. Nobody tells me what to do. Not even you, sweetie.
Not even if I make it worth your while.
Well, that's different.
Good. Gentlemen, I think I found a way to solve our financial problems. Through Mr. Whizzer McGee, I've just discovered a foolproof way of getting into the bank. Bill, go get a bottle. I'll tell you about it.
Can you afford a bottle of champagne?
The best in the house. For you. Melissa? Well, now that I got you here alone, there's something I want to talk to you about.
I think I've heard this before, but what's your version? Mr. McGee, my tastes in life are rather more than ordinary. The man I choose must have means. To be quite blunt, it would take a lot of money to tempt me into marriage.
I'll have money, Melissa. I promise you.
When? 2 years from now, maybe 5, 10? I want money while I'm still young enough to count it.
Well, I expect to inherit a large sum of money. Any day now.
Really? Oh, you mean you have rich relatives?
When I do, I'll make you the belle of Virginia City. I'll buy all the latest fashions. I'll sprinkle gold dust in your hair.
Melissa?
Mr. McGee, you fascinate me. But right now, I've got to get ready for my number. When I come back, we'll talk some more about your rich relatives. Hmm?
And in cash.
You know, been meaning to speak to you. Yes, sir. I've been meaning to speak to you about establishing credit in your little establishment.
You mean you can't pay this?
I'm temporarily short of funds this week. However, by next week, I'll be able
Next week, nothing. I ought to know better, you little chiseler. I ought to squeeze you 2 feet shorter than you are.
Hey, what's going on?
This little runt's trying to stick me with this big check.
I wouldn't worry about that.
Look, I'm not running this joint for charity.
Just put Mr. McGee's bill on my account, Red.
What?
He's a friend of mine. I'm glad to help him out.
I don't understand.
Oh, I know how it is to be temporarily short of funds, so just count on me for any credit you need. But right now, let's have a little drink. Bernie?
Deal me out of this one, boys.
Come in. Come in. I'm used to having people drop in while I'm dressing.
I could wait out here.
That's all right. Have a seat, Mr. Cartwright.
I'll only be a minute. I want to talk to you about Mr. McGee.
Oh? What about McGee?
He's a friend of mine, ma'am. I sort of have a stake in his future. Sure would hate to see him get loused up.
And what is that remark supposed to mean? Mr. McGee proposed marriage, Mr. Cartwright.
Yeah. I was afraid he would. That's just exactly the point, ma'am. I don't think that Whizzer is ready for marriage.
Now, let me tell you something. If I want to marry Whizzer McGee or anybody else, I'll make up my own mind. I'm a grown woman.
Yes'm. You sure are that all right.
As a matter of fact, I may seriously consider Mr. McGee's proposal as soon as he comes into his inheritance.
His inheritance? What inheritance?
Mr. McGee happens to have some very rich relatives. We were discussing them at dinner.
Ma'am, Whizzer McGee is an orphan.
What?
He don't even know who his relatives are. As a matter of fact, he don't even know what his real name is. He just picked McGee from some Pharaoh dealer he once knew or something.
Dirty, lying little squirt.
Well, thank you for the talk, ma'am.
Men. I'll just never learn.
Good night. Willard, could I talk to you for a minute?
Sure. Hush, you know Clint Otis, don't you?
Yeah, hi. Could you step outside with me? I'd appreciate it.
Yeah, sure. Gee, excuse us for a minute.
Naturally. Look, Whizzer, I don't want to seem like I'm preaching no sermons to you or nothing, but I don't like the company you're keeping.
Hey, well, Hush, Otis just come in and sat down with me.
Yeah, I know. I seen him. I don't trust him, Whizzer. He's the kind of feller that can get you mixed up in something. I know.
No, I'm not gonna get mixed up in anything. Well, it's just... He might be a potential customer. If I'm gonna get anywhere in this town, I gotta start someplace.
Look, Whizzer, Mr. Otis ain't the kind of man that's gonna be buying nothing from Mr. Mashburn. Now, if you want to get started and started right, you'll come on and go out to Ponderosa with me right now and convince my pa to order that stove.
I know, Hush. Okay, let's go, huh? This particular model, the Wellington Highboy, Mr. Cartwright, it has a special double reinforced oven. Yes, sir, and a semi-adjustable flue cleaner. Why, it's an 8-pot burner. It comes complete with a Wellington Highboy shut-off shuttle plate. Hoppy can make the best Irish stew you ever tasted. Just and brook trout a la Joseph of the Rips and the Ob of Sacramento catfish.
All right. I've just bought the Wellington Highboy.
Hey! Put her there, Mr. Cartwright. You made a wise decision. Get plenty good cooking now.
We're going to eat like regular Frenchmen, ain't we, Paul?
You do pretty good on plain American cooking, Hoss.
Oh, Paul, you know that's all muscle.
Come in.
Mr. Mashburn.
Oh, morning, Sonny. McGee. What can I do for you?
Well, I sold a new Wellington Highboy to the Cartwrights last night. I need some cash.
Could I have an advance on my salary?
Store policy. No advances. Made the policy myself, and I live up to it. Right to the letter.
Yeah, I know, but...
A rule is a rule, and that's that. Oh, by the way, McGee, better make some arrangements to get that stove out to the Cartwrights.
Melissa.
Who's there?
It's me, McGee.
You sneaking little liar. How dare you come here?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, you don't? Rich relatives. Huh. Why, you don't even know who your own folks were.
Who told you that?
Your friend, Hoss Cartwright, that's who.
Well, I never said I had rich relatives. I just said I'd have money someday, and I will.
Sure you will.
Melissa, have dinner with me tonight, huh? Let me explain.
How you gonna pay Big Red? Words?
Don't worry about that. Just say you'll have dinner with me.
Listen, Mr. McGee, I work here, so I'll be here. Other than that, just remember what I said. The men in my life are spelled M-O-N-E-Y.
Sure. Sure, honey. Hey, I'll see you tonight, huh? Yeah, come in.
I hear you're looking for me, Whizzer.
Hey, Otis. Look, I'll get right to the point. You offered to lend me some money. Well, I'm broke. I need some right away.
Sure. Just as soon as you do a little job for me.
Keep talking.
I need access to your room tonight. Just leave the alley door unlocked, see? Then go over to the Silver Dollar or anywhere you want and spend the evening.
You're planning on robbing Mashburn?
No, I promise you, Mr. Mashburn's emporium won't be disturbed.
I think I ought to know a little bit more about what's going on.
The less you know, the less you got to talk about. Just go over to the Silver Dollar and no one will ever know you've been involved.
Nah, I'm not so sure I want any part of it.
I'm gonna pay you a pretty penny just to leave a door unlocked and keep your mouth shut. Now, you want it or not?
Hey, wait a minute. When do I get my money?
Come on over at the Silver Dollar anytime. One thing. Keep your mouth shut, or you'd be a dead little squirt instead of a live one. We pull the job tonight, Saturday. That gives us all day Sunday for the wagon to head for Sacramento. By the time they open the bank Monday, they'll never trace it. And then we join the posse to make sure they don't.
What if McGee gets wise we're using his room to get through to the bank?
The only thing McGee's interested in is Melissa. And I've seen to it that he's got the money and the opportunity to pursue his hobby.
What a sucker.
Yeah, he's a 5-foot man with 6-foot ideas.
Bartender. another brandy, my dear?
No, thanks. I have to work tonight, remember?
Well, someday. Someday soon, you won't have to work anymore at all. You'll have other people working for you.
Now, let's not start that inheritance business again.
But I'm telling you the truth. I will have money someday. Look, I gotta deliver a stove to the Ponderosa tomorrow. Why don't you drive along with me? The fresh air will do you good.
Fresh air makes me sneeze.
I might have a surprise for you.
What kind of a surprise?
Why don't you come along and find out?
Well...
Hey, Whizzer. I'm looking all over for you. Living high on the hog, ain't you?
Please. I must get ready for my number.
What about what we were talking about?
Well, if you're not too early.
What was all that about, Whizzer?
Whatever's between me and my lady friend is none of your business. And I wish you'd kindly remember that.
Your lady friend?
That's what I said.
Pretty expensive-looking victuals. Keep eating like this, and that commission from that stove ain't gonna last you 2 nights, little buddy.
Don't you little buddy me. You double-crossing.
Hey, what's got into you?
What's got into me? You. You're going behind my back to Melissa. You're trying to break us up.
Oh, sit down, Whizzer. Melissa don't care nothing about you. She don't care nothing about nobody unless they got money.
Meaning I'll never have any, huh?
I didn't say that. 5, 10 years?
5, 10 years?
Wait a minute, where are you going?
None of your business. Just because you done me a favor once, well, that doesn't mean you can run my life. Hey, Otis.
What are you doing here?
I just saw Mr. Mashburn at the Silver Dollar. He's on his way over here. Yeah, well, get in my room till I get rid of him. Howdy, Mr. Mashburn. Mickey, now what are you doing here? I just come over to check out that inventory, Mr. Mashburn. That's right smart of you, young feller. Yes, sir, but it's all taken care of. Now, Mr. Mashburn, why don't you go home and get a good night's sleep? Yeah, well, I might just do that, young feller. Good night, Mickey. Yes, well, good night, Mr. Mashburn. I said good night. Good night, Mickey.
He's gone.
Yeah, thanks. Okay, let's get this crate out of here.
Hey, Whizzer, I was just coming out to help you load that.
It's already loaded. I figure I'm gonna be a big merchant in 5 or 10 years. I gotta give the customers some service.
You ain't still mad?
Nah, I feel fine this morning.
Hey, I'll time a horse on behind and ride out with you.
Well, not yet. Melissa's gonna ride along.
Melissa?
Sure. Fresh air will do her good.
Here, Whizzer. I'll drive. Get up.
Mike, what are you doing here? You're supposed to be with a wagon.
I got news for you. The wagon tipped over in a creek bed. One of the crates popped open. All that was in it was nuts and bolts.
Nuts and bolts? Somebody pulled a switch.
Mm-hmm. Guess who?
Yeah, and we fell for it. When that little runt told us that old man Mashburn was coming to check the inventory.
That's when he made the switch, the dirty little rat.
Come on, I bet I know what happened to our money.
Oh. Hey, Paul! Adam! Joe! Go on out, look at the new stove! Hey, Paul!
I'm seeing only one here. They all come back after sundown. You got new stove.
Yeah, ain't it pretty? Hey, Hopsing, you got anything to eat in there?
Catching plenty good pig's feet cooking.
Good.
Oh, please.
Yeah, Hopsing, that we ought to be able to beat that. That ain't quite fitting and proper for a lady. Go in there and see if you can't round up something else.
Stay with me, Melissa. I'll go water the horses, Hoss.
All right. Meantime, me and Hopsing will scramble up something to eat.
Why are you locking us up in here? Now remember, I outweigh you by 20 pounds.
Shh. Close your eyes.
How's my...
Yeah, close them. Here.
Where'd you get all this? You rob a bank?
No, but didn't I tell you I'd have money, Melissa? Didn't I? Why, this will buy us San Francisco, New York, and Europe. We'll stay at the grandest hotels, and I'll buy you clothes, diamonds.
Stop. You're going too far, too fast.
Oh, sure, honey. But you'll be going as Mrs. Whizzer McGee. Well, you know that, don't you?
How much did you say you've got?
The whole stove's full of money. But there's one thing, though.
Sure, there always is.
No, I want us to leave from here, not go back to town.
And leave all my things?
I'll get you better things. 10 times better. I'll unload the money. You go in and entertain Hoss, huh?
Hey, what are you two doing out here? I thought you was going to take the... Where'd you get that, Whizzer?
He inherited it.
While I'm worried about you cheating at cards, you're out robbing a bank, right?
No, I did no such of a thing.
Where'd you get it?
I found it. Yeah, I I found it, Hoss. And finders are keepers, you know that. Finders are keepers.
You found it at a bank. That's exactly where you're going to take it right back to.
No! No, Hoss. This is my big chance. My big chance. All my life, it's been small stakes. Penny ante. Little man. But money, Hoss. Money will make me big.
Whizzer, there ain't nothing that'll make you big except yourself. You, yourself. Now, if you go through with this, you'll be running and hiding the rest of your life.
That's all I've ever done.
Whizzer, now you got a chance to change all that. Back at Mashburn's.
Ashburns. Oh, why don't you get out of his way, you outsized oaf?
Where's that runt McGee?
What do you want with him?
He's got something that belongs to me.
What'd you do that?
My money and they ain't taking it.
McGee, listen to me. You give us back the money and we'll let you have a split.
So, it's Clink's money. Why, you little weasel.
No, it was never his. Please, Melissa, stay with me.
And get shot? Oh, no, thanks, Shorty. This is the end of the line.
No, please.
You know your trouble, McGee? You're an itty-bitty frog trying to swim the ocean. A little man in a big, big world. Now that I think about it, I wouldn't have gone away with you for all the money in the world. Clink! Hold on, it's Melissa. I'm coming out.
I know it was just the money. I could get 3, 4 of her. Any place.
Whizzer, come on. We can't hold them off with one gun. Let's go through this back door to the house and get a rifle.
Cartwright, just take it easy and nobody get hurt.
Otis, Whizzer ain't taking that money. It's going back to the bank.
It's going with me. I don't care if I have to kill the both of you.
Well, I reckon that's what you're gonna have to do.
Stop! Drop your gun. This gun shoot very wide.
Whizzer, what you want to go and do? A dang fool. They ain't like that far.
Why? Because you're the only friend I ever had, Hoss.
Oh, Whizzer, you could have had lots of friends.
Melissa was right. I'd always be a little man in a big world.
Clink.
He's dead.
The little man?
Yeah. 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 Little man. You got any other names you'd like to call him? Like Runt, Weasel, Shorty, Half Pint. You got any other names?
That's what he was, wasn't he? A little man.
A little man.